Everybody is settled down, we can begin the recap.
Go for it.
Let's dive in to tonight's episode of...
Sorry, I was delayed. I apologise.
Yeah, I was
See,
drinking.
that's
I was
a good job.
taking a drink.
I had a drink in my hand. I chucked it in
Icewind
the air.
Dale,
did the drum
Rhyme
roll
of the
again.
Frost Maiden, Dungeon Delvers. Cue animation. Right. So, as the three heroes, Sentry, Seiya, and Jackal faced the perilous climb, where jagged rocks and steep clusters of sharp-edged faced our party, Boy ran off to the side into some smaller boulders and made his way up to the side of the cliff in another direction. Sentry using the climber's kit with Garret equipped on his back as he commanded the clench of Sentry's finger if falling into unconsciousness. Seiya and Jackal bounded up the rocks, managing to find purchase on them without falling or losing their way. With Garret under distress of a bitter, frost-bitten form of gnarliness, very bad and desecrated state, and in need of a safe haven and any medical attention, they quickly made it to the top of the cliff edge. Seiya smelling out a musk coming from 80 feet to roughly 100 feet away from him, where Jackal walking unconscious Garret up a kind of... waking up the unconscious Garret, I should say, with a handy crag pelt, with the help of Garret's companion Boy with a revitalizing lick. They all made their way toward the cave where Garret described. Meanwhile, Athena and Salvation go on the scavenger hunt for some lost supplies. Athena manages to find a crate buried under 5 feet of snow. With the help of Salvation, both manage to dig and pull out a heavy box. Athena attacked it out of frustration, breaking the sides, revealing 3 large knucklehead trouts. Athena took no time in devouring the 2, making very quick work, while Salvation took one back after magically purifying it for some very tasty sushi. On the side of the mountain, Sentry, Seiya, and Jackal made it to the front of the blood-stricken cave mouth. After Sentry gave Jackal dark vision using the very handy herbalism kit, they all headed in. Sentry waiting outside the entrance for the safety of Garret and Boy, Seiya and Jackal snuck over to the narrow bridge, which was a platform full of ice and snow, with some shale of grit and dirt. Below them, a huge chasm faced them if they were to plummet. Jackal snuck around the corner of this chamber where they found dead bodies and bones and parts of possibly half-eaten carcasses. He sees a very strange sight. A small furry white creature beating around this smaller humanoid like a football as it screeches in pain. Jackal in no time fires an arrow into the small beast, straight into its heart, as it falls to the floor, dead. Suddenly, a bigger form appears, stomping its way around the corner, in rage, attacking our party with some close hits and possibly lucky rolls. They managed to slay the bigger Yeti form. But as the final enchanted arrow was flung into the back of the Yeti, shards of thorns shattered into the dead Yeti and the smaller figure that was once in peril. The now halfling figure, Perilu, who was in a pretty bad shape, reunites with Garret, her last seen party member. They reconvene with Boy and take a moment to themselves. The 3 decide whether they need to find Asterix, as after Garret stressed she was still missing and possibly in danger. Perilu finds the head of Makingo, the Goliath, where she screams in terror as this severed head of her friend lay in front of her. The party then reconvened and decided to find Asterix, and that this was the best course of action for the next steps. So one by one, they left the cave and headed further up the mountain. Once there, a rugged broken campsite faced them. They were looking around and found a frozen, curled up, dead body of Asterix, the tiefling. when suddenly a figure appeared 50 foot away from them, saying cynical and cryptic things. He stood there with a large blade drawn, with heavy clothing hiding a black matted leather armour, with a mask disguising his facial features, with all you could see was blonde strands of hair. The figure spoke of death and a horned elf tiefling. It was looking for Jackal's shot, who it dissipated straight through, and was very confused. With 2 shots fired straight towards it, it vanished as it appeared. The party, now confused and worried, Jackal and Seiya immediately took flight to see to Willow's safety. Sentry took care of their new friends as he gave them safe passage down the mountain. Now the party reconvened back in the igloo/hole. Jackal opened the entrance only to find the tiefling Willow had disappeared. A confusing story from Sal stressed back to Jackal, who rushed outside to use his abilities to find Willow, when in stress and couldn't quite control what was going on in the moment. A familiar figure appeared in a rushing direction. We open up the story as Jackal is on his knees outside, looking to his right, where the opposite direction of Kelvin's Khan entrance. A figure is appearing and running straight towards you, Jackal. What are you doing?
Sword's drawn, and I'm going to call out, "Stop! Stop there! Who goes there?"
While he says that, I'm going to be exiting. Seiya's going to be exiting the igloo to come see what's going on.
Okay. As you shout stop, this figure is running closer and closer and closer, and it shouts your name.
Do I recognise the voice?
You absolutely do. In front of you is a very star-strucken, familiar elf tiefling who was not in the cave and now apparates in front of you as a running, excited face greets you. And I'll leave it up to Willow.
Well, I wonder who it is.
Oh, Jackal, are you okay? What are you doing?
Willow, what happened to you? Where did you go?
It's a long story. We should all get inside. I feel a little bit nervous, so...
Nervous? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just, playing with magic I shouldn't have been playing with, and, teleportation, I can already do that and as my ability, and I was messing with it. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, but let's get inside.
Yeah, you two.
I wish.
Look out for Sentry and the others.
Where's Sentry? What's are you guys okay? How is Salvation okay? Is she alright?
Yes, Salvation's okay. We found the other part, the people we were looking for, and he's going down with them in the mountain. We were just worried about you guys. We rushed out.
Did you find Garret? Is he okay?
We did. He's
They're
fine.
all found. They're okay.
Oh, God.
Can I insight check Willow based on her saying she's fine?
Absolutely, mate.
I see if I'm getting any kind of lies, deception from it, any kind of unsettledness.
Yeah.
With a
First
14.
roll.
You're strong.
With the 14. Do you want me to answer it, or do you want to answer it?
Yeah, you can answer it.
Okay, so with the 14, you've heard of Willow speak about magic before and testing magics out, and it's not unnatural for her to test spells and them for it to go wrong. But there's something else about it. I'm not quite sure.
Does Salvation hear any of this going on
I was
outside?
about to say, in fact, no, you would all hear this at this point. It is so close to the cave, and the echo and the ambience of this hole is muttering the voice. So everyone who's currently in the hole, so Salvation, and Say, you would both hear this conversation coming from Willow.
As soon as I heard her voice, I would have legged it out and just been like, "Willow!" and just jumped on her and been like, "Ah!"
I would just freeze
I'm
up
so worried.
and I'll give her a pat.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm fine. How are you feeling?
I did okay. I don't know. I still need to sleep. But these guys
I'm-
got back and then
It's fine. Just take a breather. It's fine. I'm okay.
No,
I'm okay.
I'm just glad you're fine.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
Let's
that's
all get
good.
inside and get some rest. I think that'll probably be the smartest.
Can I take a look around me, please? I want to look behind me and double check if there's anyone around.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Thank you. That's a natural 20. And into a 25.
Yeah, so you turn around and as you kind of getting greeted by your party, you kind of like see just behind you, and you swear you see something shift, and it's like you turn around and you kind of like see a, and you look back and you look back again, and you realise there is a white hair staring straight at you.
Oh, cute.
Would I notice Willow kind of like double taking or anything?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hair,
I'm
like,
just gonna head straight inside, not bothered by the rabbit.
or like
Oh no, it's just a, it literally.
hair.
No, no, it's
Not white hair. Not like.
There is a
No,
white
as in
strand
the
of hair
animal.
with eyes staring right at you. Know.
Yeah, it's just like my hair goes up. Hello.
A rabbit.
It's a hair. It's a strand of hair looking at her.
A white rabbit.
One of these days,
White rabbit.
a wig is gonna kill us.
It will. It will.
Yeah, I'll just head straight inside, noticing it's a rabbit, but I'm gonna like skedaddle straight in.
I'm going
Same.
to. Seiya's going to wait outside a little bit, kind of on the lookout for Sentry, because he knows Sentry's trying to make his way back with the rest of, like, Garret and all that.
Okay.
Jackal is going to do a sort of whistle, high-pitched whistle, and shout, "Fina!" and wait for her to come over.
She was already at you. She was right by you from
Oh,
last
fantastic,
episode. She
okay.
was cuddling up to you, so she's about 5 feet away. But I mean, you can still do it,
Brilliant.
just for the
Yeah,
epicness.
no, that's fine. Yeah, apologies, that's my memory. In that case, I will mount Athena and say to whoever's around, "I'm just gonna run up the mountain and just see if I can catch up with Sentry, just to make sure he gets back okay."
Let's be careful, please.
That's fine. I'll wait here for you guys. I'll be outside. I'll keep my my fire rapier out so you can see where the camp is.
Yeah. And as you mount Athena, you can still see the fish hook is still attached to her, in which you placed. And she comes round and she listens to you, and you mount on her. Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll scratch her neck as I'm reaching down to the fish hook, take it off, and say to her, "I told you I'll come back for it, girl." I'll put it in my pocket as I then whip the reins, "Here!" and start to head up the mountain.
Absolutely. You can do that, no problem. Is anybody doing anything as Jackal makes his way to the mountain?
No, How tall is the igloo? Can you stand in it?
What, in the cave?
Yeah, like the makeshift igloo.
Just
Yeah.
about. So it's like a small tunnel entrance, and then it kind of expands to a 10-foot dome.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just be standing up, sort of like leaning against, and I'm just going to vigorously and just look all over my hand and just stare into it
Okay.
on my left hand.
You can do so.
Go in and sit down. Do I notice Willow doing this?
She's very close to you, so yeah, you can see it.
Willow, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just had a pain through my hand, so just make sure it's okay.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming whatever that is, you're going to tell us more later, so in your own time. But just as long as you are alright. For now, at least.
I'm fine. It's okay.
Well, I don't believe you, but okay.
While Seiya's out, he said he would keep Light out, so he's gonna kind of like stick the handle of his rapier like into the ground and keep it as kind of like a small beacon, so Sentry and Jackal can kind of get a good idea in case it gets pretty hard to see. They can see where it is. So I'm gonna kind of quickly dig out a little bit and securely get it into the ground, so they can kind of see a little.
Like little focal point, we're here.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So and then I head my way back into the igloo with
Absolutely.
Willow.
Yeah,
salvation.
no problem at all. So as you guys are doing this, and Jackal makes his way up towards the first slope, which leads to the plateau of where you first saw the Aurora Borealis, the green flashing lights. At this point, all of you feel very tired, into the fact that you've had a very long day, and we have, just to let you know, that you have been up for quite a long time at this point, minus salvation. But at this point, Athena is still got a lot of energy in her, but Jackal, you are feeling quite exhausted at the moment. Not to the point of exhaustion, but you are feeling rather tired.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
Haven't technically slept yet, to be fair.
You've had a rest,
should-
though, so.
Been in and
All
out,
four of
but...
us in the igloo take a nap then, maybe. We should probably take a rest while we're in here.
So I will
I
let you
think-
know that you guys are feeling very fatigued at the moment in terms of what you've been through over the last few hours and obviously the day.
Okay. Well,
I say we wait for others to get back, and then we all get some sleep. I think we could all use it.
Okay.
that sounds fair enough. And as they do that, Seiya's going to get out some of his rations and kind of, because he's probably quite hungry at this point,
Yeah.
and he's going to eat his rations so he can try. Because I think yeah, I do have another of it.
As you do, you kind of like see on the floor like wrappers and waxed paper and bits of like nuts and innards of fruits, and you can assume this is where the pile of Salvation's hoard was once kept. As she hasn't really tidied it up, it's just everywhere, so it's kind of lining the floor of this kind of small like cave.
All right.
Assuming that Salvation's really messy, that's rude.
You didn't tell me you tidied it up.
Salvation, I'm like, you were really hungry then, weren't you?
Well, I mean, yes, and I was very stressed. In my defense, I am normally a very tidy person, but then I probably should have cleared up before Bane came, but I'm hoping he didn't notice or didn't mind. Oh yeah, Bane's came to say hello.
That's good.
No.
That's good.
Willow, I did try to ask him, but I got a little too excited and I asked him too many questions, and he healed me a little bit, but I think I may have been too annoying and I might have pissed him off a little.
That's fine.
Sorry.
We've got bigger fish to fry, so
Speaking
I
of
don't
fish,
think you can help me with
Wait. Who the hell is Bane?
first things first, speaking of fish, Salvation, how much of the fish did you eat?
How much of the fish could I have gotten through?
I would say probably...
You said it was very big, so...
The knucklehead trout is the biggest trout in the catch.
So maybe just like a bit.
What I would say is probably a portion would be maybe a fifth.
Okay, nice. It's like, well, there is some fish here if anyone would like some. It is not cooked because we do not have any more wood, but it is definitely safe. I did a ritual, so it is definitely safe.
I
to eat like
volunteer
this.
tribute, and I go over and I start like scoffing my
And
face.
Seiya and Willow, you
Okay.
both see this huge, well, bit of a chunk missing out of this massive fish. Like it,
I don't
Yeah.
think Willow would have the stomach, so she's just going to curl up and try and sleep.
Okay.
Off his face so he can have a nice full sleep.
Before you both rest, I would like Willow and Seiya to make a religion check, please.
Religion. Ooh.
Yeah, about to say, because I don't think he would know anything.
The almighty knucklehead fish.
I
god.
know. I've
Yeah.
done a check before on
Yeah.
Bane.
I got
That's a
9.
16.
Yeah, Salvation and Willow talked about it before.
I just
Yeah,
want you to
Seiya
give
is like,
some-
what the fuck are you guys talking about? What the hell is what the
Who
hell?
is this guy?
Okay, so Seiya,
Uh,
you have
Yeah.
kind of an idea of the word Bane. You've maybe heard it a handful of times. You have no idea what it relates to.
Yeah.
To the fact that it is a god, but of what you do not know.
Yeah, like I've heard the name, but I just don't know what its relation to.
Correct.
I guess.
You've heard maybe it's like a good or a bad or a middle or a joke or I don't know. You've heard rumors and you're not quite sure what it is. And obviously you know that Salvation is. You've heard her say it a few times. That this entity is something that she worships, but you haven't really thought much into it and you don't know much about it. But Willow, you would 100% understand that Bane doesn't really message people. Doesn't really talk to people. He doesn't really visit as often as you would think. So for you to get a visit from Bane, to get Salvation giving a report of this is strange. Almost like a dream, or you'd think she must be dreaming. That's rubbish.
While I'm kind of like scoffing down, because Seiya's kind of thinking about that, like Bane, I've kind of heard Bane, because I'm probably like sitting next to like Salvation or something. I'm like, so I've heard you say this Bane name a couple of times. What is a Bane?
Bane is my god. He looks after me.
How does he look after you? Like,
Well,
not
most
to be
of my
rude, but I don't really believe in that crap.
Oh, okay. Well, that is. I mean, whether you believe in him or not, that doesn't change that he is there. But most of my powers, they come from Bane. I was raised in one of his temples, so he kind of saved my life pretty much. And now he has just done it again. So I owe him, which
How
is
did you know it was Bane?
fine.
And, like, you can kind of see Seiya's kind of like. He's looking a little bit skeptical, but he wants to kind of like know more. He's getting a little bit curious, like, oh, this is kind of like, oh, all right.
Because he told me it was him. He
Right.
came in and he was like, Salvation, you are very sick. And I was like, yes, I am a little bit. By the way, I have some questions. And he was just like, no, take the heal. And then he just poof, disappeared.
You know why he wouldn't answer those questions? There's no reason. He just wouldn't.
Oh, he can be a little bit, stoic. Let's go with that.
Okay. And then he just goes back to.
Also, just having a closer inspection, Seiya, you can see, obviously you saw what Salvation was like as soon as she exited the snow and before you left, and now you're back. Her form looks so much more improved that you would have thought. As natural rest would not give her this much energy. You'd think, oh, she's going to be back in a comatose state. But she is looking, her face has got colour, her eyes are looking less black, her skin is looking great. Like, she's looking almost better, you would say.
Yeah, that's kind of why I made it like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, when I left, you were dying, but now you're not. That's
What the London look.
yeah, exactly.
Salvation is
How
riddled.
the fuck did that happen? Like,
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Bane.
Maybe it's Baymaline.
Maybe it's an unholy deity.
Anyway, enough of the Baymaline. So,
Baymaline.
yeah, that's what you see.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he just goes back to chowing down as much as he can before he takes his big old sleep.
And what are you up to, Willow?
I'm just ignoring everything. I'm just curling up with Apollo and just staring at my hand.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
But I'm
do it.
like tucked in.
That's fine. So as Apollo's kind of purring away, and you're kind of doing this, and you're kind of snuggled into your own little corner, even though it's a dome, so it's not really a corner; it's more of a circle edge. But yeah, you were around in your own little private area, I would say.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Jackal, you are heading towards the mountain as this conversation's happening, and you go up to the first pass, and you go up past where the Aurora Borealis is, and you can feel this power now under you again, and you feel very confident, this rather than this trudging through snow. And it's a much better feeling and sensation, and you feel the wind in your mask much better.
Oh, I love feeling that.
Yeah, so you feel much better. And it doesn't take you much time at all, probably an extra 5 or 8 minutes. And you see in the distance, just beyond where you saw the avalanche, climbing up the 10-foot mound, travelling over, are a few figures. And
I was going to say, sorry, Fraser. Just whilst we were heading down, obviously get down the ice. We're not going to have a conversation with them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Just keep Garret and
Perlu,
yeah. Just keep them occupied and a little bit off of their own pain and the cold. I'll just go to him because obviously we're helping hold Garret up with the dog there.
Yeah.
So how do you pronounce their names, your companions? How do you say their names?
Who are you asking that to?
Either one of the two of them.
The only one with kind of any strength left in her is Perilu. And she goes, oh, what do you mean, pronounce our names?
Well, I may say them wrong. I'd like to make sure I remember them right.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie, I've never really seen many folk like you. And she looks you up and down. Obviously, as you're much higher than her, she's a halfling. And she kind of looks up and he goes, what are you exactly?
I am a friend to yourself and Garret. I'm gonna help you get down this mountain.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I can probably find out later. But I mean, if you're not good with languages, you can always call us by nicknames. And you can call me Lou if you like. Is that easier to pronounce?
Yes. Thank you, Lou. Thank you.
Aye, that's it, Lou. And Garret, can you say Garret?
Yes, I'm sorry, I meant more for your frozen companions.
Oh, right.
Asterix and Makingo, is it?
As soon as you say those words, her face just drops. And you hear just a really deep inhaled breath, like and a very juttery out breath. And she goes, "Hey, that's right." And she carries on, just a bit starstruck.
And he'll just continue on.
And as you hear, as she's been saying, probably halfway down, as quite regularly, she's been looking at Garret and going, "I'll get you to the bottom. Don't worry. Just hang in there. We can do it." And Boy is there, just looking up at you, and kind of like every second. Is he walking or is he in your arms?
I'll be because I think before I said that I had like my arm up under him,
Yeah, you
helping
did
him
like a.
walk,
Yeah.
and I gave him one of my javelins to go with.
That was it, yeah.
So if he's able to continue,
Yeah.
Then I'll let him continue.
Boy
But if
is
he,
almost attached to his leg, like you saw with Seiya, but much closer.
like almost tripping him up,
Bad.
kind of
Yeah.
dog style.
Almost pissing him off. Like it's not really doing him any favors, but he's just trying to be there. But as we then swap around, Jackal, you now see these three figures, this large stature of a creature with two smaller figures by them, one of which with a kind of a stick and a dog. And you recognise these as your friends.
Fantastic. Jackal will bound over on Athena and say, "Sentry, it's good to see you. I'm glad you made it down the mountain, friend."
Greetings, Jackal. Is everything all right back at the igloo? Everyone seemed to be, well, you seem to be high in motion here. You mind taking the lantern back?
Yeah, of course. As Jackal will take the lantern.
That's a good point. How are you seeing at the mountain? I completely forgot you gave your
Athena has dark vision, and because I'm on the back of Athena,
Okay.
Athena shall guide me.
That's a DM thing. I'll let it slide this time. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. I would have said that Athena would have been able to make their way up.
Yeah, I was going to say you would have been able to see me because I got the
Yeah.
lantern when you started getting closer,
Yeah.
or Athena would have.
Theatre of the mind, boys. Theatre of the mind.
It was a false alarm. I believe Willow's gonna tell us exactly what happened when she gets back, but she seemed to disappear, and it definitely got the nerve of salvation, so
Disappear?
it's strange. I don't know, she hasn't exactly said the ins and outs of it as of yet, but it was definitely implied a disappearance of some kind. But let's keep heading down. Let's get these two to shelter. I've got a few questions to ask them anyways before we depart back. And we can also find out exactly what happened to Willow. But thank you once again for nobly traveling down this treacherous mountain on your own. God knows what I would have done if Willow was in any kind of trouble.
Well, thank yourself and Seiya for coming to the top with me. I know the two of you wanted to... Bless you, Ollie.
Bless
I know the two of you wanted
Thank
to
you.
rest, but continuing up, even though we didn't manage to, and I'll quietly say across to Jackal, even though we didn't manage to make it there in quite time, we'll get there next time. Garret, do you want to give me back the javelin? Now that I don't have the lantern, I can help carry you back.
I mean, Sentry, sorry, Parallel, is it?
Aye, that's my name.
With Parallel being a halfling like myself, I mean, if it makes it easier, it's fully up to you. I mean, you seem like you're doing all right, but she's more than welcome to ride on Athena, and I'll happily walk.
No, that won't be necessary. That's fine. I've caused enough trouble as it is.
As I'm looking at her, does she look like she's struggling in any kind of way? Like how's she sort of looking?
She still has thorns visibly impaled into one side, and she is looking rough as old boots, and you can see every single word she's saying is very forced.
Okay, I'm going to dismount Athena and walk over to Parallel and look her in her eyes and say, Parallel, look, God knows what kind of trouble you've been in over these past few days, weeks, however long you've been up here, but to put it bluntly, you are very, very lucky to be alive. Now, please, let us take it from here and take our advice. Athena, she's a very good girl. You go sit on the back of her, and we'll get you back safely, and we'll go cater to those wounds of yours.
She kind of like drops her head and goes, kind of shivers and goes, oh, okay, if you say so. It's the least I could do.
Thank you. And I will help her up onto Athena. As I just say, showing her the reins, hold on to these, and then I will silent speech to Athena and say, girl, you've done me so proud today, but we just got this last stretch to go. Do me this one last favor and we'll get some rest.
Kind of like looks back at you and acknowledges what you've just said in a friendly little nudge.
Cool.
Just carry
Continue
Garret
walking
down.
by Sentry.
Yep.
Okay. So
I'm assuming we and the igloo will be resting while they're doing this.
yes, you've just said you're going for starting your rest or a rest.
Yeah.
But at this point, I would say that it takes you probably about 20-ish minutes, maybe 15 minutes-ish, to traverse a bit slower possibly, because you're carrying a slower cargo with half-beaten people. Probably about 22, 23 minutes, to be precise. And you go down and you follow the route in which you found the plateau and the Aurora Borealis, and you look out, and it kind of gives you a bit of a shiver to the last time you were up and down this, with worry and kind of knowing that you've succeeded in this mission, or so far. Going down and traversing down this slide of snow. And surely enough, you make your way to a very small cave opening / hole igloo opening, which is familiar to all of you. In which the door is, I'm guessing, shut, or is it open? What have you guys left it?
There will be shut.
It'll be shut. So you just see the opening of this cave with the. Did you say you left your sword in the ground?
Yeah, so I kind of like stuck the hilt into the floor. So
Was that outside or in?
Yeah, it's outside. So
Outside. So yeah, as you approach, you can see this weird flag of flaming sword, just in front of you, which you assume is Seiya's, which you've seen before. And you make your way to the door or the cheese wheel. What would you like to do?
The cheese wheel.
Upon passing a sword, I will pick it up, realizing it's Seiya's.
Yeah, pick it up.
Thank you very much. Very appreciated.
Sentry, this door was a bit stiff when we came here. Perhaps this needs a stronger hand.
Here, just help hold Garret. And I'll pop Garret beside Jackal. Go to the door and wheel the cheese board. Roll it across.
Cheese board.
The cheese
board. It's got,
Cheese bro.
nice port with it as well. I hope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You say what you want. It's cool.
I'll just move it across.
Yeah, so you move it across with no issue whatsoever. You push over this wheel of snow and shove it to one side, and inside you see quite a quiet ambience as your friends are resting quite peacefully inside.
Are they asleep at this current moment?
Are you guys asleep? I'm guessing you will be.
I would
Salvation wouldn't have gone to sleep yet.
Okay, so you
Should have been waiting for them to get back.
I would be the only one.
They're
asleep
lying
then.
down or resting, and Salvation
full.
greets you with eyes open. I'm guessing. Is that right?
I'll be awake as well
And Willow. So only one of you is resting.
at the moment. Yeah.
So what would you guys like to do?
Do I see the injured guys come in?
Surely
we'll
enough,
start
you
letting
see
them in.
through the small hole that I'm guessing Sentry is leading them in first. Is that what you do?
Yeah, trying to pass them in so everyone's got a bit of space. To be fair, Jim, question: is there enough space?
Tight, but yes. I would say probably max is probably about 4 with the 5th person lying in the inlet. But no more than that, unless you want to dig further.
Yeah. I'll
I
just,
will, seeing that they're coming in, I'll walk out.
Okay. So you see Willow just look at you, Jackal, and Sentry, and she just walks past you.
the Jackal, if you wouldn't mind, I think yourself and her and Garret will be able to fit in here. I'll make a smaller section for myself and Willow to keep watch for the night. We'll hopefully be rested by then, and I'll just help Garret and Per get within.
Okay, so as you see Sentry leading these folk in, you first see a very frostbitten face of a bearded, middle-aged man with blood all over his face, on his coat and everywhere, and he is looking rough. And he kind of pokes his head in with his one eye kind of frostbitten shut and the other eye open, and he looks towards all of you and goes, "Hey, hello. I'm Garret.
Hello.
Hi." And he kind of like shuffles in really slowly.
Garret, Perlu, I would like you to meet Salvation. Salvation, these are who we were assigned to go and get. And again, silent speech from this point. Is there any kind of way? Do you have any strength left in you to help these guys out?
Well, you both look very hurt. If you would like to come over, I know some healing. I might be able to help you both.
Come into Dr. Salvation office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The doctor will see you now.
Seeing Garret walk in, you then see a very, again, kind of roughed up, blood and battered and bruised, dark-haired, kind of halfling shuffle in, and she goes, "Did somebody say something about healing?"
Hello, yes, I am Salvation. I am sort of healer. If you, I can help. You guys don't look great, and I'm going to sort of like usher them over and get them comfortable. And then, but before I start seeing to their wounds, I'm just going to go over to Jackal and just really quietly, like, only 2?
Silent speech back. I'm afraid so. It's all we could do.
She's just going to look really sad and just nod, and then go back over and just go like full medical mode on Garret and Parallel.
Okay, so it takes you a little bit while to shuffle Garret over as he's moving so slowly, as every bone in his body is aching right now. So even if you move him a bit, it's like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's okay, steady, steady.
I don't know how much longer I can go on.
Oh, okay, you're real bad. So I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Garret. We're about to have a long rest and do the second level. Ooh, 12.
12, fantastic.
So also, I won't actually get my amulet out, but you'll probably be able to see it glow through what I'm wearing ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And then just do the whole like hands-on and green glow.
Kind of like ambience the small dome that you're in, and kind of like, and he feels this warm energy pulsate around him. He kind of gives a cough out and goes, oh my god, that's so much better. Oh.
Good, I am glad. Do you need the same? Sorry, what was your name again?
I'm Perilu. You can call me Lou for
Peril.
short. I don't mind.
Oh, okay. You can call me Sal if you like. Do you want the same, or are you okay if I just start taking out these thorns? Have you been running through bushes?
She looks at the thorns. Like, there is 3 stuck in the side of her face. There is like a 5 or 6 down the shoulder area, and there is a line down her arm. And these things are like small razors, and they're stuck in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start trying to take them out.
And she goes, every single time you take one out, she goes, "This is not helping."
Okay. I need to take them out first, and then I will kill you. Does anyone have any alcohol?
Yeah.
I don't want to wake Seiya up, but I'm sure he has some somewhere. But if anyone else does, that would be helpful.
I will go have a look, as I will try and sneak over to Seiya and very, very carefully and quietly try and see if there's any alcohol in his possession.
Okay, make a stealth check first.
Search for the alcohol.
And I would like Seiya to make a
So
perception
23.
check.
You want me to make a perception? Did you
Yes,
say?
please. Okay, you are literally like a cat on glass.
Yeah, I am deep sleep. I am fully just like.
So you make his way over to his person. Would you like to make an investigation? I would say the investigation here is sleeping, probably about a 10. So you just got to win 10 or higher, and then you may find something.
Don't you dare wait.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh, natural 20!
You can find whatever you like on this person. I do not know. You can find his underwear for all I care. So you
If I have any alcohol
almost
on me.
feel like the pockets and bags and pouches, and you're like, yep, I know where everything is. What would you like to... I mean, Seiya, are you carrying any alcohol on you?
I am not.
You do not find any alcohol.
Shit.
Would you like to tell
Okay.
Jackal what he does find?
Do you mean to just
I was
list
going to
off?
say,
just
like,
like
I
a
was
few
going
cool
through
things.
pockets and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously I have things like my weapons, my crossbow, my rapier, all that kind of... Well, I'm assuming you put my rapier back next to me anyway.
He's currently pickpocketing you, so you have to let him know what you've got.
Okay, so I've got my my backpack, my bedroll, my mess kit, my tinderbox, my torches, my rations, my water skin, my hemp rope, which is 50 feet, small room key, which is back from when we stayed in, the thing, the satchel that I had with the thermometer crystal, the necklace I took from I can't remember where I took it from, but it's worth 15 gold. It'll be in a previous episode who I took that.
That was from Sefik.
You don't have to give context to everything you list, by the way, just say what you
on
list.
them is just a little tag from.
Yeah, it was from. I couldn't remember who it was from. And then finally, the meat I took from the Yeti.
Okay, so Jackal, would you like to take any of that?
Would you like any?
No, I will. I will leave Seiya in peace as I rest his sword beside him, and I will go back over to Sal and Silent Speech.
By the way, by that time, my sword would have not been on fire because I am now asleep.
Okay.
So it's gone off now.
I would have said it would probably, in time, it would have gone out as they arrived, so that allowed Jackal to pick it up. Otherwise, that would have been a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Ouch.
All right.
Silent Speech to Salvation. Surprisingly, Say's not carrying any alcohol today.
Okay, Perilous, so we have no alcohol. So I suggest you get a bit of your sleeve and you just bite down real hard whilst I get the rest of these thorns, and then I promise I will heal you, okay? You'll just need to deal with a little bit of pain just for a minute, because if I heal you whilst they're in there, I'm worried that would cause problems.
She kind of rips a bit of a sleeve off and goes with a small knife and kind of wraps it up and goes, "All right, I'm ready, and you're."
I mean, if you had the knife, you could probably have bitten down on the knife, but that'll do.
You said to use cloth.
Okay, this is fine.
Jackal's also going to kneel by Perilu and help brace her. Basically being Salvation's medical assistant.
She kind of looks over to you and goes, "Is he going to be doing anything?"
No. He's fine. Okay, are you ready? And I'm just gonna. You look well tough. 3, 3, 2. And she's just gonna start fucking rapid fire.
And you just hear
Carefully.
a machine gun of. And she's now kind of bleeding quite profusely from all these different places, and she's got blood pouring in her eye at the moment and down her side.
And now I'm gonna cure wounds.
Please do.
Oh wow!
10. Oh, this is a really
And
good
as you
rolls.
do it, the blood is pouring down, and you see it quite miraculously, as you're used to, just sealing up, and this faint layer of skin just falls over as a small scab. And she goes, with one eye open, "How did you do that?"
It's just a little spell that I know, but you feel better now, yes?
What's the green thing there as well?
Is magic.
And she goes, "You're very pretty." And she falls fast asleep.
Oh, I'm assuming that I'm just gonna check her pulse just in case.
Yeah, you can check it. She's fine. You can just imagine
She's just gonna be like,
the day she's had, and the fact that the only thing that was keeping her awake was pain. She is now fast asleep.
okay, you know what? I think we should all follow by that lead, but as long as everybody is alive.
She's kind of slumped on your lap at the moment, so as you're talking, she's like.
Okay, well, apparently I'm staying here now, so.
And Garret kind of.
This is fine.
You hear a slight chuckle, like for the first time, come out of Garrett's mouth. He goes, "You guys are funny."
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm gonna get some rest if that's okay with you.
No, of course. take as much rest as you need. I will. She's gonna like really, really carefully try and like.
Yeah, this is like the.
Thingy.
This is like the.
Like thinking out the legs, but she's gonna adjust herself, so she's just gonna lie back without actually taking her head off her lap because she's too scared to lift it off.
That's fine.
She doesn't want to wake her up, so she's gonna just stay where she is.
She looks very peaceful right now. As you're very jealous of this state. Yeah, but you can do it.
Jackal, could you fetch me my bag to use as pillow, please?
Oh, of course, salvation. No.
Thank you. I don't want to wake her up.
To do that.
Okay.
Never get enough
Oh.
of Salvation's voice.
Sentry, what are you up to?
Well, myself and Will are outside. I'll also, Willow, do you mind just digging a little trough just to the side, a couple of paces over, as I'll begin removing asterisks from my back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And I'll start digging.
Yep, no problem.
I'll use like the little dagger I have to try and help because I don't have any.
Yeah, use it as kind of a trowel. You kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've put the cheese board in front of the igloo, and whilst Willow's digging, I'll put asterisks down to the side of the igloo.
Okay. And you can see now
I'll-
the form of Asterisks. So as you're putting it down, hasn't really changed, and you can see now there's a little bit more light and a bit more of examination because obviously you're not traversing through that tundra. You can see this is such a sore site. It's very what's that volcano called? Pompeii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Where they're like, stuck in.
Do I
almost-
see this body now?
Yes, you do. And
Does she look like she's been frozen over, or like the cold killed her in a way?
Make a medical check for me.
Because it's not my specialty, but I thought I might ask. With a natural one, I do not know.
You just assume that it's some sort of cold. It could be a spell, it could be normal, but you get a little bit of a shiver down your spine as this figure looks very similar to you. Not the same.
Similar
Not as in like
how?
identical.
Similar
Similar as in it's a tiefling.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine.
I was like, wait, whoa.
Hold up. Who is this?
taking the rest of
It's fine. I don't know.
asterisks off. Just a little deeper, just over there, Willow.
Okay.
Um,
Not
and
the
I'll-
strongest in the world.
Yeah, that'll do. Just keep digging it. And whilst Willow's focused on digging, I'm gonna rage, pull the greatsword out, push Willow into the trough, and push the blade to her.
Right.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. Describe what you're doing.
So I put asterisks down,
Yes.
and I will immediately rage, pull blade out, push, so that we both fall back into trough.
Uh-huh.
And just looking down with a leg up over, holding the blade over.
Okay.
Is this really you, Willow?
Yes, it's
The
me.
man on the top of the mountain disappeared. Jackal said a man, and you disappeared.
What man?
Are you Willow?
I am Willow. And I'll bump Apollo in front of me.
Insight check.
Yeah. Roll. Shit.
Wow, man, you're really playing your character. Like, wow.
Catching the DM out, man. That
I know
was-
heart's
that was
going.
insane.
Yeah, that's a good
I would
one.
say
that
at
one.
this point, when Sentry's raging, I would say that all of you in the cave can hear a slight. Well, the people that have been around Sentry know what's going on. The two figures that are resting just hear a bit of a like an outlet of steam. But you guys know that Sentry is raging because it is.
I'm
It
feeling
isn't it's not a quiet thing. A rage. It is a loud thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything in
I
the.
still think Seiya is like just like eating so much.
Yeah,
fucking
Seiya's
food.
Sleep
I
in
am
hell.
Say it.
God.
Yeah, I would say
I
that
am like,
salvation.
you know, when you drink too much, you go to bed and you just pass out.
Just-
He's like
Mhm.
at
Be
that
drunk.
just
Yeah.
because of the way that narratively it would work, you can't.
Yeah.
I would say DM's discretion. You can't rage if you're silent. It's some sort of.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would probably be like, "What? Whatever."
You can't be like, I'm so hungry. But
Yeah.
Jackal, where are you at the moment? Are you in or out? I can't remember.
I'm in, but as soon as I hear Sentry Rage, knowing what it typically normally means, Jackal will try and get out to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's because it's not that far away. You haven't gone that far from the igloo, so you would still be in earshot of this. Yeah,
When I was currently holding on to Apollo, like, what the fuck?
you guys carry on. Yeah.
She's shocked.
Can I attempt to move Pericles' head off my lap and not wake her?
You can make a sleight of hand.
By the way, Sentry rolled his insight. What did he? Did he knows
That's
it's me, right?
Yeah, let everyone on the
Yeah, I'll give
inside.
it.
Okay.
I mean, I
need
can
to
answer or
know.
you can answer. It's fine.
5.
Okay, with a 5, you kind of like, you know that really awkward thing where your friends fell asleep on you drunk and you're like going, and it kind of goes like that, and kind of, her head kind of like falls down a bit, and then she kind of like coughs and goes, and she kind of goes, "Ooh," and falls
Sorry,
back.
it's okay.
She
Go back
falls
to sleep.
immediately back asleep. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna run outside.
Yeah, you make your way outside.
Well, can I get through the cheese wedge is the question.
I would say that Jackal gets there first, and oh wait, hold on. Have you closed the cheese?
I didn't think it was closed.
Oh wait, you
I
closed it. So Jackal, you're at the cheese wheel. Are you opening the cheese wheel?
Yes.
Okay. I would say because you're not as strong as Sentry, it does take you like half a minute or so just to really shove it.
What if
over.
I was
If
grabbing
you're
on the other
over,
side?
it would take even less than that. So if you're helping, yeah, I wouldn't make you roll for that because it's just a cheese wheel. So you both shit, and then about 10 seconds, Jackal just pulls himself. I'm guessing you're going first.
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, wait, Jackal, what's going on?
Again, Jackal's just sort of running to see what's going on. Silent speech to Salvation to save time. Follow me. Did you not just hear Sentry just get angry? You know what happens when he gets angry.
I don't really like it when
What
he's
is your
angry.
name?
So
He's not in here. He's not in here. He's out there. He's out there. Go.
Jackal's just trying to wham open this cheese wedge.
yeah, absolutely. As soon as you're doing that, I would say Sentry and Willow carry on. From your check, do you want me to answer it, Willow, or do you want to answer it?
Yeah, you can answer it. it's
Okay,
fine.
you can see that absolutely she's being truthful. In every sense of imagination, her eyes are bawling, like her heart's pounding. You can see that there is no lie.
Immediately, you see the steam dissipate off Sentry. I would say his face relaxed, but his face can't relax.
His eyes go from red to white.
I suppose that's good. The icy blue eyes from lighting up slightly more intensely, going back to a softer icy blue.
Yeah.
And I'll pull myself up off, sheathing the blade. I'm sorry, Willow. I don't mean to scare you. The figure on the top of the mountain, and he's got his hand out towards yourself.
Yeah.
The
She's
figure
not
on the
gonna
top
take
of the
it.
mountain was scary and mentioned knowing something of a elf tiefling.
Who
I believe
was
yourself.
it? Do you
We
know
don't.
who it looked like?
He trying to remember. He had was it, sorry DM, it was long blonde hair, wasn't it?
So, what you saw very briefly, because you were tending to Asterix at the time,
Yeah.
you did see a hood, a mask,
Yep.
some very harsh black leather armor with a big woolly cloak, and you saw blonde streaks of hair coming from the top. with a very impressive sword, like this thing you've never seen before. Like this is all very ancient to you. It's like you've seen this possibly back when you were active 400 years ago. I would say that it's this stuff that he's got on isn't of modern at all. It is very old.
Okay. Nothing that I could recall, though.
Nothing that you could recall. You just know that it's not of this state.
The figure, and he takes another step back to give himself some more space. The figure was dark robed with a mask, very light blonde hair, and a blade, an incredible old blade. But
Did you see the color of his eyes?
no, not through the mask. I only briefly saw him. Jackal and the others would have seen him further. I'm sorry for the action, but the taking action and catching somebody off guard is the best way of getting the truth out of some people.
That's fair.
The figure
You
on
could
the
have
top.
done it in a different way, though. And she's gonna get up, well, attempt to get up out of the pit that she dug.
I would say that.
Fuck you, by the way.
I would say
I
that.
literally he's gonna say that.
I would say that you can get out of that, no problem. It's not that
That's
deep.
fine.
He didn't have
And
that
I'll
much time.
Get
I'll
up and just
retract my hand. Yeah.
From that description, does anyone pop in mind?
What, from old armor and blonde hair.
Yeah, like from his description, just like not a specific person because it's probably quite hard with all the coverings on, but like, can I think back or try and
Yeah.
determine on who it might be looking?
Make a history check.
Cool. That is a 15.
With a 15, from the description of the armor, is, I would say, probably the closest thing you can resemble to. And you possibly have seen something like this during your, let's say, time of learning. It recalls a familiar twitch, but you're not quite sure. You're like, interesting. But there's no solid evidence to go, oh, that's that. It just sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like it hovering almost, but it's
Yeah.
not quite exact. Yeah, that's fine. And she'll just, just stand there, think for a moment.
Okay. What are you guys doing with the body? As it's just in the grave, just...
Well, I suppose, does Jackal manage to get out, or...
Yeah, you both can get out. What I would say, though, is the weight of Willow on this corpse and you pushing down on her.
Oh, no. I put the corpse by the igloo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he just pushed me
over
in.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
No.
That's fine.
No,
You did
no,
do
no.
some crazy weird shit. That's fine. That's what's my brain playing.
It's good.
Right.
It's alright.
I didn't know
So-
Sentry was into that shit.
You guys can manage to way out, and obviously the figure is just there. Yeah.
So we're out, yeah?
You guys now open the wheel, and you can see now a very shocked face of Willow, and you can see... I mean, just describe your rage to me, Sentry. What does it look like? We know it's steam, but just describe your form.
The plates shift as so that the gaps become ever so slightly more
Is it like
Like
a plane
expands?
where the
Yeah.
aerodynamic...
angled.
Yeah.
Everything kind of pops out more in place so that where I can move more fully through on my swings can come back out, and when enemies are attacking at Sentry, the plates are able to shift back quickly enough as so that the resistance to the damage can come through without them being able to get all the way through to an important part of him.
And how long does that take from when you rage, from when you go back to normal state?
A bonus action gets rid of it, so it's less than like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
I'm choosing it, but yeah, so
So I would say, if that's the case, Jackal, you go out, you see a very distressed Willow, and Sentry is backing off from this hole, or trying to get out of this hole, as Willow's a little bit starstruck. Besides that, you can't really see much of it.
What's going on out here? Sentry, Willow, you guys okay? Sentry, you sound like you were about to go off on one.
Is everything alright?
We're fine.
Ground over here was just a little harder, and I believed I might have seen something over here, but I think we're fine now. Mind Asterix just beside you there.
Any telltales to say otherwise?
Make a insight check with disadvantage.
Oh, 7.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sentry's body isn't like a human. You can't tell from physical physique if he's lying or hard. Well, it's hard to. And you know Sentry from this point. He normally says it as it is, and you assume he's telling the truth.
And now looking over towards Willow.
With the same insight check, I would say that all you see is just a bit of a starstruck face. That's quite obvious. But besides that, nothing else.
Sentry, why did you get angry?
I had to cause my plates to move beforehand when I was making the. Sometimes the ice here can be a bit hard. Can you help myself and Willow here in moving this body?
Well, of course.
And I'll approach over to Asterix.
Yeah.
Just whilst all that was going on, Salvation no longer cares about all this. As soon as she saw the body, she's just gonna do like a full check over of the body to see sort of like what happened. Actually, anything she can glean from the
Salvation.
body
This is the first time you've seen a corpse like this. Actually, very weird. Make a medicine check for us.
Get this bullshit.
With a 12, yeah. So
12, yeah.
you kind of get an idea of what's happened here. You've seen what's happened to yourself, and although you was in severe pain when you fell through the ice and snow, you did look at yourself, and you were very interested in the form of your hand, and things were congealing up, and your body was failing. But you look at this form as something as this is what you could have been, and it kind of like shivers you, but also fascinates you at the same time. It's like, wow, interesting. As you come closer and closer to it, it's so strange because at first, from the way that it's curled up in this fetal position, you can see the horns protruding out, and you swear this is Willow. Like, you think, and you look back and you no, Willow's there, that's fine. But on closer inspection, it's got a different face. In the way you can see, its face is frozen. It's almost like wide eyes kind of thing. But the jaw is different, the colour of the skin is different, clothes she's wearing is different. But because of the horns, it just reminds you, even of yourself, but more of like a smaller horn figure. But either way, very interesting.
So would you say it was the cold that killed her?
You would say that the way you was going to die was this is the way that this figure had passed on. You kind of put two and two together and saw your physique and saw that physique and thought, oh yeah, that would have sucked.
I sort of look up at Sentry as he comes over to the bodies. I think it is just the cold that got her, but I have to say I have never seen a body like do this before. This is very interesting, but okay, yeah, no, you can. This is fine. So I've sort of look at my own hands a little bit and be like,
Sentry will gently pick up Asterix.
Okay, you do so carefully, yeah.
To the trough and place her there.
Yeah, as you kind of like pick her up, you hear the It's almost like the secreting and cracking of bones that are very frail, that would have kind of like, it's almost like a kind of small achy sensation, but you do it really carefully as you've done before, and you pull it over to the trough. Yeah.
Would I be able to tell if there was any chance of this body coming back? Or is it
From
like
my
past
medicine
that point?
check at the top, it was a couple of days ago, wasn't it, that you said? I thought that she'd passed.
You, with the 12 and kind of like putting two and two together and understanding how some sort of resurrection works, it would need to be almost immediately after it's happened. The fact that you don't know how long she's been at the top of there, you would say that any kind of salvageable part of this tiefling is no longer there.
I want to, as I put in the body in the pit, Willow wants to just take a little glance at the clothing she's wearing.
Yeah.
What sort of clothing she's wearing, if it means anything, if she has anything possibly valuable on her that, you know, catches Willow's eye.
Yeah, make just a general investigation check.
That's a 14.
With a 14, you kind of like see that she's wearing this fur coat, but it is roughed and scraped and bagged in places in which it's been a bit beaten. And you kind of like look inside. I'm guessing you're doing this as Sentry's bringing her over.
Yeah, like as he's putting her in.
Yeah, so you kind of like pull a coat to one side, and very similar stuff to what Garret's wearing. Adventurer's gear, belts and buckles. You can see almost like a parts of a harness.
So definitely probably coming around.
Very adventurer-esque in terms of traversing up this mountain.
Okay. Cool. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so you place it back over and get out of the hole. Yeah. What
Yeah,
would you
I'm
guys like
gone.
to do?
Nope.
Just placing asterisks within. I'll take out one of the spears, plant it just above where asterisk is, so that it's a long top portion in case a lot of snow were to come. And Jackal, do you mind helping me just push this over, and Willow, Sal, and begin pushing the snow across?
Okay.
Go help.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, absolutely help.
With the four of you, it
Willow
takes...
is staying back.
Oh, with the three of you, still takes no time at all.
She's not. She's just watching. She's not really
Yeah.
paying attention.
And as you see this body, like, kind of disappear again once into the snow, or fall into the elements of once it claimed her, you see this body just disappear. And is the spear, I'm guessing, acting as some sort of post towards the back? Yeah.
A point, as I know Garret and Lou mentioned that they wanted to take her back, and so it's as that we don't lose her.
Okay, brilliant. You put the spear in. You guys make sure you carefully place the snow on top, and yeah, she's concealed with the spear on top. It's a few feet away from the igloo.
We're both wrong about one thing here, so it's not the cold that's killed Asterix or Makingo. The Frost Maiden has taken her name, and we shall remember it, and we shall take hers, as Sentry will begin making another igloo point beside the original one.
Yeah, you can do that, no problem at all. It'll take you a few minutes, probably about 10-15 minutes to make a small hole, and you can start spending extra time if you wish to make bigger.
I'm gonna pull Jackal aside.
Yep, so Sentry's
Just
doing
gonna
this.
like go behind him and grab his arm and pull him away out of ears range.
Yeah, Jackal doesn't
Earring.
show resistance.
Yeah, you can definitely see that as you hear the scraping of snow from this Sentry just digging, like, yeah, swimming into this hole. Yeah.
And she'll kneel down. Sorry to pull you away. Sentry mentioned you met a masked figure up the mountain.
Indeed, I was going to talk to you about it, but I wasn't sure what kind of state you were going to be in.
I don't think anyone's quite in the right mind at the moment, if you get what I mean.
I do indeed, but this definitely was something I needed to talk to you sooner rather than later about. As Jackal pauses for a moment, he looks down and looks back up. You, only a few days ago, said about a man who used to be quite close with.
Yeah, his name was Kane.
Aye. Now, I can only suspect things, but this figure on the top of the mountain, it asked for a horned tiefling elf. And now there's not many horned tiefling elves that I know out there, especially as a coincidence on the same lonely mountain at the same time. I have a feeling that either the bounty, people who I was originally tasked to originally kill you, may be onto you, or Kane himself, whoever he is. As you said to me, he possesses a risk.
Because Kane is a sort of person who doesn't. I can't imagine him being the sort of person that would come out himself. It's too dangerous out here. I don't see why the assembly would, send out people who are important, which is why I think they hired you in the first place. Because to them, not to me, you're just a body, and if you die out there, they don't really give a shite. So.
No, I could kind of understand that with when I was originally given the nature of the contract. But maybe that is why they've sent someone more important after you, seeing as the standard meathead bounty hunter spared your life. And maybe they realized that this wasn't the way forward.
But you need to be careful if it is one of them, because...
I need to be careful. You need to be careful, Willow. They asked for you by name. There's several contracts I haven't fulfilled over the years, and I've been watching my back ever since.
But this one was paying quite a lot, so you don't know the consequences.
I know. It definitely was a kick in the gut to turn down the pay that they offered me, but...
I don't know why you didn't take it. I mean, you could have been living the high life right now.
I could well have been, but on my time traveling with you, Willow, I can only be thankful for not taking that final shot that day. And
speaking of that, by the way, I lied to you earlier. I wasn't playing with magic. Don't tell the others though. I don't want to worry Sal. She seemed really panicked, bless her. I feel so bad. But I was taken. Not by that shadow guy. I had no idea who that was. I wasn't aware until Sentry said something. You're probably going to think I'm crazy, and to be fair, you always think I'm mad for what I'm doing. But it was me who took me, if that makes any sense. But an older me, an older self. If you get what I mean.
I mean, no, because what you're suggesting is it's crazy talk, Willow. How can you... No.
I know it sounds mad, but I know what I saw. And I ended up in a different location, so it must have been real. But, I don't know if you know much about other places, but I was not in this realm, if that makes any sense. I was transported or teleported to a different realm by me, but I could see people when I was in there. I could see them doing stuff. I could see them talking, but it was very muffled and almost blurry, like you were looking through, like, you know, those church glasses that wave around, sort of like that. And I really struggled to understand, and then I realized, looking around, I wasn't in the same realm anymore. I could see them, but they couldn't see me. And I know that sounds really crazy, but half the stuff we see nowadays, I would hope you understand, like, what I'm trying to say. But it was not here. And I'm a little bit worried on what it might be. And I don't know.
No.
But I had to do
Willow,
something for me that didn't quite make sense, and it hurt. It caused a lot of pain. I don't quite understand what's going on. It was very scary. So when I saw you, I was just so happy to see all of you and ran. If you get, yeah.
No, Willow, believe me. I'm trying so hard here to understand, but you know between us two that you've always been the brains between us. But them? Who's them? We're on a mountain. You got transported, but transported where? We were in the middle of nowhere. We're still in the middle of nowhere.
Through my research, I think I pinpointed that I was in something called a shadow realm. A different plane of existence.
Mr.
But
DM, have
how
I
I
heard of
got
Shadow
there?
Realm? Sorry to interrupt you,
It's
Willow.
alright.
Fuck.
Have you?
Make a history check for me.
History check. Can I, as Jackal really isn't the intelligent, well, want to
Most
dive in. He's clever, but he doesn't delve into religion and basically he keeps his feet on the ground. So can I nominate myself to have disadvantage on that roll?
I was about to say disadvantage anyway.
Fantastic.
Yeah, sorry, I was.
Yeah, you've got an exhaustion point, haven't you?
Natural one.
No.
That one.
That's me.
No, I don't.
Social
No.
point. Yes.
No idea.
Jackal's just waiting for you to carry on. Sorry, this was just like whilst you were.
sorry.
He was thinking.
And that's why I think I need to go to Bryn Shander. They might have some answers about it. But I didn't understand anything. I was at a location. Speaking of which, DM, can I roll a history check to see if what I know of the Shadow Realm, because I haven't actually done that yet.
Yeah.
What I know of it.
Okay. First off, make your history check. And as a DM, I just need to update you on a few bits of information that you may concede is incorrect.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Oh,
26.
First things first. It's been a long day. You recall this word, the Shadow Realm. When actually you kind of look back and you go, actually no, it wasn't called the Shadow Realm. It was something described to you as a mechanism made by the Realm of Shadows. Not Shadow Realm. And the thing it was towards was the mechanism of something, which was from the Realm of Shadows.
Okay, knowing that information now, like thinking back, because obviously older me told me.
Yes. Which you remember now.
Yes. Would I know anything at all, even just the slightest thing from my natural 20?
Yes, I would say because you got a natural 20, you may know a little bit of insight into this, as you've studied for a while. You've seen objects, spheres, paintings of weapons and artifacts that have mentioned the word Realm of Shadows, and you are aware that it is a form or source of arcane energy which is forbidden.
Okay.
Something of which, if you was to use, could get you into a lot of trouble. Or could,
With my
trouble could
so
find
the
you.
school I was at, knowing what they were like, would I have learnt it off them?
With an actual 20 again, I will say that you've heard rumours of the almost like the naughty kids and the naughty people almost practicing it out of what do you call it? Just being interested and out of curiosity, almost like smoking for the first time. You kind of try it and you're told not to, but you do it anyway.
Okay.
But some people try it, some people do it and get hooked on its abilities. And from rumours you've heard, some people can get seriously hurt from it. Yeah, magic drugs. There you go. Let's do that.
Magic drugs, there you go. Love it. Okay, yeah.
Do
that's
magic
cool.
drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Do magic drugs.
Stay in arcane school.
Okay, cool. Knowing that information, she's just gonna like really think on what's going on and just yeah. But you can see she's really gripping on to her wrist right now.
Absolutely.
Look, Willow, you have my full support here, and we will find out exactly what's going on and who that figure is. But yeah, I did want to warn you.
That's fine. And I'll just quickly grab out my book.
And again, sorry, just very quickly.
That's fine.
Jackal reviewing all of that. Did anything she say during that seem untruthful in any kind of way
Insight.
regarding what
Oh,
she
did you
saw?
do an insight?
No, I haven't on this one.
Do an insight.
Not on this conversation.
Jesus,
An 8.
that's an 8.
Again, a lot's happened today. And Willow's expressions are vast and extensive, and almost you can see she's having a battle with herself. She doesn't even know how to feel, and you can't really grab any of this. So no, unfortunately, nothing really comes towards you. It's just a very familiar, stressed out Willow.
Let's get some rest, Willow. We've all had a long day, and
Okay.
we can talk about this further over the next couple of days.
Sounds good to me.
And as we pan out of this snowy blizzard scene with two figures walking towards a hole and one digging one, that's where we're going to take a break.
Yes! I need
Hey.
a pee!
Uh,
Be right back!
we're back in a moment.
Woo!
Welcome back, guys. Why do I say that? Let's just carry on. They just literally just saw a and hi back, guys. Yeah, we're one into the
That's
other.
pretty much what the breaks look like for them.
Yeah.
It's fine. Let's
We need
go.
So-
some hold music.
As we left off before we in real life took a break, we were panning out, seeing Willow and Jackal now walk back to the familiar campsite or igloo, as Sentry is making a secondary hole next to the first one. So he's now making a residency of holes. So currently, Sentry, I would say that you've been doing this for about 10 minutes. You've probably got about 10-15 feet in at the moment. So you with your physique and you going at it, I would say it probably take you another 5-10 minutes until you've come up with another hole to suit you.
Just a very small basic one to fit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as big as the second one, the one you've made
there was
before, but it
enough for 4 or 5. You were saying in the one beforehand, and then
it's a tight squeeze 5.
Yeah, so I only need two, enough space for two of us to fit within.
I would say that without issue, I would say with an extra 10 minutes of time, you could definitely make a hole big enough for 2 extra people.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Awesome. Is anybody else doing anything else as Jackal and Willow now enter? I'm guessing you're going back into the cave.
I won't be.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jackal goes
I'll
back
just, like, as he goes in, I'll give him a nod and I'll sit down and just lean on the thing because, yeah, just it's more comfortable.
in. Cool. And I will assume that the rest of you are taking rests.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Amazing. Cool. So, I will say, as
Obviously,
of,
I'm on my usual
Yeah.
lookout job from.
some would say that you're a sentry.
Yeah.
Um,
Until dawn.
Oh, that's a good game, by the way.
inventive name. So, I would say that you guys collectively have a rest, but I would say until Willow, what were you up to? What are you doing?
So what time is it now? Since with my new feet, I know exactly what time it would be.
I really don't like this feat. I really don't like this feat at all.
I love this feat. I know everything now.
You guys have been out here for a long time, and the fact that when you got here, the Aurora Borealis flashed to notify that it was roughly going dark. And you know it goes dark at midday, because obviously you only get 4 hours light. It becomes light at roughly 9 o'clock, as you now know, and for 4 hours you get dusk, and then at the 4th hour it goes dark, and that's when the Frost Maiden claims the light. So you assume, with all the travel and going up and down the mountain and having all the escapades, you're looking at roughly 8-9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stay up for an hour. I'd say I'd probably just like keep an eye on the area, make sure everything is safe.
Yep.
And then when I do, nod off to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, because I only need 4 hours, so it'll be I'll stay up until I need to take my 4 hours.
So we discussed this last time. I think it was 4
Yeah.
hours of meditative state and 4 hours of doing nothing, but you're still awake.
Yeah, so I'll just be sat down doing nothing for the first 4 hours, and then for the rest of the 4 hours, I'll be in my trance.
Yeah, we can kind of class you standing still by the outside.
Well, I'm sitting down now.
Doing
I'm like,
nothing. And then you can
comfortable.
meditate for the last 4 hours.
Yes.
Okay. Have you anybody doing anything else as in this snug 10-foot by 10-foot cave? It's very snug.
Just gonna keep a lookout. If I could make a check.
Absolutely. I will say that you're the only person doing a watch, so if that's the case,
That's fine.
would you like to? I mean, if anyone else is doing watches, let me know.
I think Sentry always is watching.
Besides Sentry, yeah, we know that. So it's you and Sentry.
He's always looking.
Always.
But I will say that obviously in this little igloo now, Athena is taking most of the room up, unless she's outside. But is she in a
Oh
room?
no, I'm not in the big one. I'm with Sentry in the little one.
Oh, okay. I will say anyway.
Yeah, so I was
if
staying
Athena
outside,
was in with the rest of the guys in there, it's a very snug.
Yeah, she's in there. Of course, all being close, we're going to do the penguin tactic to keep close for warmth.
That's fine. You are very
Penguin.
close. Like we're talking nightclub, sweaty, like very crowded.
Mate, if you're sweating in Icewind Dale, that's a good sign.
It
Say
is.
nice warm.
It is. And you guys find no issues whatsoever, because it's almost like as you're drifting off, you hear the purring and breathing of Athena, which is really calming, and you hear and you can almost feel the breathing and the warmth from her fur, which is like an extra layer of thickness to this cave, which is quite nice. Where I was definitely like Willow and Sentry to make a perception check, which I'm guessing you've done.
Yeah,
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I
You
got a
beat me to it.
9, which is very narrative.
Yeah, so I would say during your sleep, and I would say you're 4 hours into your rest, and you kind of make your way into the secondary cave, in which you find Sentry just sitting there like a chair, Like, it's a bit weird. You just walk in there and he's just like a bit of a loner. Just
Yeah, I'll go to like, you know when he's like he goes to the classroom and you sit at the opposite end. It's like that.
And
I just
The
go to
opposite
the
end is
opposite.
literally like a couple of feet.
Yeah.
but sure.
That's fine. It's far away.
it's just this scene of this kind of domed igloo with few people just staring at each other. Just
Yeah, that.
and as you look around, you peer out, Sentry, and do your rounds. And this is now 4 hours in for everybody else, and you can definitely feel like there's no movement going on in the secondary igloo. And you kind of like look out, and you look towards the mountains, see if anything's coming. And you look back. It's nothing really. It's just cold wind and demolished dreams. Just lots of emotions going on. For you, not so much, but everyone else, you can feel a slight tenseness going on. But physically, nothing. And Willow, you do your watch before you go in, and you're just very tired at this point. It's difficult to ascertain anything.
That's fair.
And I will say that you all successfully come round
Oh my god.
to a still very dark long rest as you all arise and start to wake with Garret and Lou now kind of shuffling up to a consciousness, and everyone wakes up at a very similar time, I would say, as you were awake, but it's still dark. What would you guys like to do?
Do I lose another point of exhaustion? Because I ate before I slept.
I will say that revitalized and now more moving freer and warm and cozy and fed, Seiya and Salvation, I would like you to mark off an exhaustion point, please.
Woo! Wow!
Lovely.
No.
Just
I'm
checking as well, DM.
Go fast again.
Yeah.
Willow sleeping or trance-like state. There wasn't any bumps in the night or nightmarish. Any words spoken or anything like that. It was a calm night.
Strangely
Moving.
calm, especially for
Good.
Willow.
It's okay. I'll murder you in the morning.
No black stickiness of some death coming out of her wrists. Definitely.
As we wake up, says kind of look around and realize, like, oh, Garret and everyone we needed to save is here. And look around to everyone and say, right, shall we go get that stolen iron and take it back to the doors then?
If it's still there.
Well, we might as well look. There's no point in not looking.
Just before we head out, is Garret and Lou awake at this point?
They are, and funny enough, they're looking much better. I mean, Garrett's face is still frostbitten, black, and one eye is still shut. But he kind of greets you with a small smile as he nods towards you.
Good morning, the both of you. How did you both sleep?
We're very we're still kind of getting over what's happened, but I feel much better than I was.
Insight check on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
20.
Nice.
He's really struggling to say what he was saying. You almost assume that he's saying it as a form of politeness, possibly to your help.
As in, he might be he's still a little bit messed up.
Yeah, you can still see his form isn't great from the beating he's taken over the last few days, but he's not on death's door, but he's not well.
Okay. Now, if you two don't mind, before we head out, I've just got a couple of questions to ask you both, and these are important that they're answered before we leave this igloo today.
Okay. And Lou will look back and go, it's a bit early for questions, isn't it?
It is indeed, but these need answering before we can go anywhere.
Okay.
Question number 1, and I need you to answer honestly. Now, of course, you guys got here, so you know how far the travel is. Will you be able to travel back, or do you feel like you might need some support in your travels back, or do you feel like you are really going to struggle to travel back home?
Lou will look at Garret and Garret will go, I'll answer this. We used to feeling cold. It's not a problem for us, but we have obviously had a few rough nights, and we can definitely make our way back now because we are feeling better. But if we was to be left on that mountain, obviously we can't thank you enough.
Well, thank us when we get you back home. For the time being, we spoke to Keegan before we came here today, and he told us on our passage up here that there were two main ways to travel to get to the mountain. One, a much longer winding way round, and the other through a narrow valley, which, of course, as you probably are aware, encounter the dwarves. Now, your husband said that the dwarves can be quite defensive in certain scenarios, and however, upon our meeting with them, they were nothing but hospitable. Is there anything that your tribe, your group, between you, have done anything that have upset the dwarves? Is there a reason why we should avoid the dwarves on the way back? Because Keegan seemed to be set on the idea to try and avoid the dwarves.
As soon as you say the word Keegan, Garrett's face lights up and goes, so Keegan sent you?
He did indeed.
Silly sod.
He was very worried about you. He seems very nice.
And at this point, Boy is, by the way, by Garret. I forgot to mention he was curled up by him. And he looks at Boy and goes, did you run back to him? And Boy gives him a bit of a lick. And he goes, well, if you're referring to the Dwarven village down the way, I'm assuming you've met Gizzard?
We have indeed. Gizzard was very hospitable to our arrival.
He said he knew him.
Gizzard and me go far back. Oh, fool. Yes.
Fool?
He's an old fool, but a fool nonetheless. We drink a lot together.
I mean, you're role playing it very well, but just insight this, just in case.
Yeah, sure.
Make sure that there's no lie, or his face isn't twitching, or voice isn't changing at the sound of saying.
Yeah, I mean,
dwarves.
From a 19, you can almost ascertain, especially with this high roll, that the relationship between him and dwarves are kind of like a happy kind of relationship, but it's almost like the way he said fool and the way he was kind of cussing at Gizzard, that he's possibly pissed him off sometimes, but they're not like enemies.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
It's like, you know, when you go out and your mate go, oh yeah, he's a dick, but he's not a dick, like kind of thing.
Yeah, like I call all of you guys sometimes.
Yeah. DM will remember this.
No.
What was that, 1 HP?
Okay,
I'm
then.
joking, you carry on.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I mean, that's all I wanted to ask. It was just for your safety, because of course, as you know, it's a long travel back, and Gizzard, funny enough, set us on a task to recover some items for the dwarves. So, if it's okay with you guys, we will be passing there on our return back to Keegan.
That's fine. That's most welcome. I will possibly be sharing a drink with him and sharing some tales. And he kind of like shows his hands now, and they're pretty much all black. And make a medicine check for while he's talking. He's talking with his hands, but you can see this.
Both of us, or
Anyone who's
shit.
looking at him.
At one.
it is roll number 1, roll number 2, 16.
16. Are you still making checks with a disadvantage?
Yeah, still got
I
one.
still have a level of
You still have
exhaustion.
one.
Yeah,
Good to know.
I
I
was
thought you
being
did. I thought you
real bad.
did. Yeah, so while you're talking, I would say that Jackal, you're just kind of like passing this by, and you can see like he's in a bad shape, but Salvation, you know that his left index finger is gonna fall off at some point, and he doesn't know it yet. Do you do anything?
Garret, how are your hands feeling?
I'm not been able to feel my face or hands in the last few days.
I was worried you would say that. Do not panic. It will be okay. But I think we are maybe going to have to remove that finger.
And he looks down at the finger and goes, okay, damn it. I thought I could get away with not losing anything.
Jesus Christ, Garret, how are you taking that? You got balls, my friend. You got balls.
Hey, I've been climbing mountains since I was very little. And my dad, he lost a whole arm from frostbite. So I will take this as a homage to him. Yes, it's gonna be painful, but it's fine.
You are taking this very well. Would you like me to do it? Would you like to wait until we get to the dwarves? I wouldn't want it to get too bad before we go anywhere, and if I can just like it before we go,
Well,
then
if it's all the
that's
same
my
to you,
preferable.
there's a healer in the Dwarven City, I think. I can't remember his name.
Lugdalum.
Ah, Lugdalum.
Oh no, I'm not there. Shit, no. Sorry.
He remembers it
there.
anyway. He thinks to himself and remembers the name Lugdalum.
Yeah, just food at Igloo.
Yeah, I just hear Lugdalum. No, sorry, I'm not there.
Anyway,
I
he
do apologise.
remembers the name. He goes, oh, what's... Lugdalum, yes. He has a special remedy for frostbite, I believe.
Oh,
And
dear.
yes,
Okay.
I
Shut the name. That's
possibly will lose this finger. But, I'm lucky to walk away with my life, so thank you, everyone. I
Are
honestly,
you
I
sure? I can take it just before we go, just to make sure that it doesn't get worse before you get to this healer guy. I'm pretty good if I do this on myself.
can't.
It's not that far away, Salvation. I'm sure we'll be able to make it before he loses anything.
I'll be honored to lose it when it's necessary.
Feel safe, so.
If we wanna make it in time before you lose anything, then we should start making a move.
Well,
That is a good idea.
Before we go, just to make sure maybe that finger is preserved. I mean, Salvation, you're the expert here, but maybe if you could apply some kind of dressing, some kind of covering to the finger, to the hand, to keep it being exposed from the cold weather.
Would I know of anything that can be done to sort of keep it where it is for now, at least?
Make a medicine check. Is this to stop it from falling off?
What? Oh!
Oh, no.
Yeah, 19.
I like
Oi.
20 and a 19.
So
That's
is this to
disadvantage.
keep the finger on?
Until we get to this healer, at least. Like, is there anything I can do just to make sure he doesn't die before we get there?
I mean, he's not going to die from losing a finger, but
Well, no,
You
but
can-
make sure it's not just
you
going to,
can-
like, fall
I
off.
don't really want his fingers falling off, though, do we?
you would absolutely kind of like remember back to some of these corpses that you've seen and how blood works through and how extremities fall off before anything else, and you think, okay, how can I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I want to help with this loss of finger. You find like a few rags on the floor, and especially from the waxed paper from the rations, and you kind of like fashion together this makeshift splint that folds over the finger and then wraps around the hand, and you know for a fact that this finger ain't coming off. If it does, it will stay where it is.
Well, at least let me wrap it up for you so it at least stays where it is until we get there. You know, just in case you want to keep it or something.
Keep it as a souvenir. So,
I mean, I would.
don't know what Keegan's going to
Salvation,
say.
don't be selfish. I bought you the Yeti head. That's enough.
You did what?
And
Oh,
at this,
yeah,
at this,
sorry with the.
at this point, you do remember seeing something quite large attached to Jackal's form. He let's just say for narrative reasons, he left it outside as he walked in.
Quite.
And you now see, as you're all waking up and moving around and seeing things, and you can see this large form of of this head just coming from Jackal's person as he
Oh yeah, I forgot I cut that thing's head off.
Oh my god, you guys killed the Yeti? Oh, I really want
We
to kill
killed
the
two.
Yeti.
I know you would have wanted to be involved, so that's why we brought back the head especially for you.
Ah, you guys.
No.
That's the kind of you.
This head is massive. Like, it is the size of 3 of your heads, possibly. And I will say, like I said, for narrative reasons, he left it on the other side, past where everyone was walking, as the shock of coming back with Sentry.
I'll just say Salvation was really unobservant.
All that. Let's just say that.
Much like me.
You can see this presented, skewered, frozen over, eyes back rolled, Yeti head.
I would like to whip out a tiny little notebook and just start looking at it and making notes and
Absolutely.
just like, yes,
You
very
can see-
interesting.
You can see this matted fur and rolled back eyes and huge jaw of it. It looks like one of those pigs on the stereotypical table with the apple, like with its mouth open, and you can see like it's got horrible ingressed pieces of dirt and bone and grass within the teeth, and you further inspect the eyes and they are pale and the eyelids are blooded, and you can see that all the hair is matted, and it's very interesting for you. It's all this stuff, and the blood is congealed underneath as it's been frozen for a day or half a day. But you can see that this form of what Jackal's brought back is pleasing.
It's getting like pencil and just opening its mouth, lifting its tongue up, poking at it, going through the fur.
Parts of its teeth fall out while you do that, just like
I'm
some of
gonna
it jumps.
take some of the teeth,
Yeah, that's fine. You can
put them in my bag.
put 3 Yeti teeth in your inventory
Yeah.
as you're fiddling
Salvation,
around.
you can look at that when we get to the Dwarven village, and we can get some rest when we actually get through this. For now, we need to get these guys to a doctor.
I know. I just wanted to take these little bits because I do not think I am going to be able to carry entire Yeti head. Like it's, I know I am pretty strong, but I'm actually not that strong.
And if anyone's seen Witcher, basically he's carrying the Yeti head like Roach does with the trophies on Athena.
Mhm.
So it's kind of strapped up and on the side.
I'm sure Athena can carry it. It'll be fine. I'll go find like Sentry and Willow so we can start heading out.
I mean, I suppose whilst we've been chatting in there, I'll have fully powered myself back up. Sim, Willow in the other corner. Willow, are you ready to go on?
I think so. Yeah.
Is there... Did you see the man where you disappeared?
No. First time I heard of it is when you actually told me. And I just be wary that this person is more than a bad sign. Not just for me, but for you, for Jackal too.
Again, for yesterday with everything that happened, the action was not toward yourself. I thought it may have been another smart trick by the fellow there. If I'd have fully confidently known it was you, I would not have
What do you
done
mean by
it.
smart
Adrian,
trick?
the gentleman at the top of the mountain, when we first went for him, he disappeared through the arrows Jackal shot towards him, passed through him, another
It was an
passed through
illusion
him.
of some sort.
I don't know.
I thought
But
it might be them.
Adrian would have sometimes said that I was a little bit quick on my feet, but at the same time, for everyone that was within the igloo, when I closed the door, I needed to make sure.
That's fine. I mean, to be fair, we're all not light on our feet, and if that did happen and it is who I think it is, then, or possibly, I don't blame you for taking precautions. I probably would have done the same. So it's fine. It's just be careful. And keep your wits on you, because these people aren't to be messed with. Not even me. So...
I appreciate your understanding. Many have not done beforehand, and he reached his hand out towards you.
Yeah. Okay, that's new, and I'll shake your hand, thinking that's what your intention is.
He gently takes it and shakes. Know again the promise I made to all of you. Should you be with me by your side, you'll never have to fear of anyone else.
Just do me a favor and keep an eye on Jackal. If we do see that person again and I'm not here, or even if I am, just make sure he's protected, because he, if this is who I think it is, there are more of them. He's not, well, that person isn't the only one. So, just keep him safe for me, will you? As well as yourself. You'll keep yourself safe.
And
Never known you to have compassion, though, so I like where this is heading. And I'll walk out as well.
Sentry leaves.
What is this emotion from Sentry? Compassion?
Brilliant. As you guys leave, you can see from the adjacent igloo, everyone is starting to pack up and ready. You can see Athena's getting this Yeti head tied onto her. And you can see that everyone is grabbing their things and almost making their way ready for the next step of the journey.
Nice. Let's go.
Garret and Lou are out as well, are they?
They come out last, yeah.
Oh, are we out of the igloo now?
Oh, would you like to? I mean, if you would like to stay in there, that's fine.
I don't know. I was just.
Jackal will be outside waiting.
Okay, sorry.
Athena, mounted up, ready to go.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Sentry, you say what you were going to say first. Oh,
No, sorry, you Karen.
I was going to say.
Yeah, just seeing them. Oh well, you're right. It's right. Wi-Fi. Yeah, seeing seeing Garret and Luke come outside. I know, Garret, your wish was to have your companion Astrid brought back home with you. Is that still your wish?
And as soon as you mentioned that, Lou kind of like drops her head, and so does Garret momentarily, and kind of looks down and looks up and goes, "Yes, that was the plan, so we can possibly bring her back to her family. It's the least we could do."
Immediately veers to the side and begins uncovering back where the spear is. From which, interesting question. The spear that I would have placed in,
Yes.
how much snow, how much more snow may have possibly have covered up on the staff?
You assumed that because
Obviously, I didn't take a measurement or anything.
You'll
but like,
you'll stay here. Realistically, you've known that overnight that this snow piles up, and when you saw the cheese wheel again in the morning, you would notice probably an extra 2 inches of snow on top. So you could assume that every other hour is possibly an inch or 2 inches of snow, especially in blizzarded areas. So especially on top of a mountain,
wizards everywhere.
wizard area.
Yeah.
You could assume that maybe a few inches every hour. So it's not like it disappeared, but let's say you left that much, like there's like a little bit of...
Yeah. Fine. Go over and begin undigging where she were left.
Yeah. You
Yeah, and obviously collect the spear as well.
While he's doing that, Salvation's just going to turn to the group and just say, guys, does anyone know what sort of time it is? How long have we been out? Because it is very dark right now.
Would I know?
Literally, I think Fraser's face during that was just
Yeah.
like,
guys.
Get ready.
Well, you brought attention to the fact it was dark, so...
Yeah, so you know it's not 9 o'clock yet.
You said yet.
It says 8 hours for a long rest.
Mhm.
So you went to bed at roughly 9ish, coming up to 9 o'clock, somewhere around there.
PM?
Yes.
And it's almost 9 a.m.
It's coming up to that time, yeah. You would assume around it wouldn't be long until it's light again.
So,
Better get going then.
yeah, that way we'll be travelling in when it's light.
Yes, good plan.
Do we need a marching order, or are we just gonna...
So, as you guys leave the
Straight in the middle.
leave the area of which you probably are sick of.
Sandwich.
Kelvin's Cairn becomes smaller in the distance as you walk away down the traversed side of the smaller edges of the mountain, back to where you came.
Just as a side note, I'm gonna cover back over the igloo entrance,
Good to know.
and obviously with the lady who've attached her with ropes to my back.
Yeah.
Up over. But
Okay, you all grab your things and make your way towards where you came with 2 extra people alongside. Now, as you're heading off towards this area, Sentry, can you make a perception check for me, please? With advantage. Oh no, have you got any light source at the moment? And people
I
without...
can't remember if you said does the psi crystal always give off light or no?
When it's used,
It's only when
yes.
we're using it.
Only whenever I'm telepathing.
People without dark vision, so I'm assuming Seiya is using the writ on his sword.
Yeah, I do all the time. If there's someone's got a torch
Let
on,
me roll a dice first, because I probably will, actually, to be fair.
I will. Yeah, same as I usually do. Whenever someone's got like a torch on, not a lantern, a torch, I would make it a magical flame for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that would just be like an automatic thing. If someone gets it out, immediately magic flame.
So
I don't
is that
have a
expelling it?
torch out. I'll just be using Jackal's lantern.
Okay.
Jackal has his lantern.
Are you expelling a torch every single time you're doing that, Willow?
No, I'm not using it. What I'm saying is that every time if someone wants to use a torch, I'll make it a magical flame immediately so that it doesn't blow out.
Got you. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not using any because I don't need to. Personally.
Okay, cool.
Just for future notice.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, for like anyone that wants to do it, it'll just be an immediate thing that I'll do if I'm there.
we out of torches.
Seiya, just
My-
remind me of your writ and how that works and how many times you can use it. Is it once a day?
So no, it's I can use it as many times as I want in a day, but it goes away whenever I take a rest. So I have to reset it. And if I change a weapon, so say if I had my sword right, and then I wanted to transform into my wolf, and then I wanted my flames, I would have to do a separate hit dice roll on
What
my.
I'm trying to say is, in your normal form, can you just keep popping it in and out, in and out, in and out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. It's good to know. It's good to know.
Just keeps taking damage every time.
Take damage every time I have to reset.
Any downside.
Yeah,
I suppose-
it's meant to carry a million weapons.
That's why I was happy with the one.
That's fine.
I suppose that's a good penalty for having that cool thing. But yeah, that's fine.
Get
Anyway,
hurt.
so Sentry,
Oh yes, make the roll. Yep.
With advantage,
Cool.
as you've got a light source.
A 19.
Nice.
Okay, so as you walk out, and it's not hard to find, you kind of walk out of the area of which you've camped for the last day, and you kind of make your trail down, and you see this slope heading up towards that 10 foot of kind of snow which this avalanche has hit. And you walk past, and you kind of mind your own business, and you move your lantern. Did you say? Or torch?
No, I'll just be whatever light's coming from where Jackal's
Oh,
lantern.
so you kind of like look through. You buy Jackal at this point, and Jackal kind of likes lanterns attached to Athena. Is that right, Jackal?
Yeah, as normal, the
As the
cowbell kind of
cowbell.
style.
And as you're kind of swinging back and forward, you can kind of see that Athena's face kind of like turns to the right a bit, and it goes like that, and then walks on. And you look to the right as well, and you can see 2 fish carcasses to the right of you.
Fish cocks, as you say.
Yes.
Large. Or
These
Small.
have huge heads, and the bones are massive. And although mangled and eaten, you can still see remains where you assume Athena has had a meal.
I'm gonna just go and have a quick jaunt over to have a look.
Yeah, you can have a look, make an investigation check.
Yeah.
If you want to go searching around, or do you just want to see it? Which one do you want to do?
Search around. I mean, I
Yeah,
suppose
search is
I'd
investigation.
see my items, yeah. 11.
11. Yeah, so you search around, and you kind of like look in and out, and just think, oh, you pick it up, and it kind of flops. You know, it's a big fish bone.
Anything else around with it, or
Just a lot of snow that's piled on top. And besides that, nothing much.
look up in the sky?
No.
It's quite white.
Great.
Have a perception check. Do you see any fish falling in the sky?
God damn it!
No, you do not. And you don't need to make a check for that, because it's obvious there are no fish falling from the sky.
I'll just slap it down if there's nothing else around here, and
Just
jaunt back.
fish
Rest.
guts, bits, and bone. That's it.
Yummy.
Nothing else in it. Going back.
No. The only thing you do know is that Athena looked towards you while you were picking it up, and then walked away.
Damn it, there's no food.
Jaunt them back.
Okay. You guys do. And if you guys don't want to do anything extra, you can make your way towards the jagged edged boulder plain of which you arrived. And as you are walking back, you can almost find the trail. It's not like it's sunken into snow. It's still there, but it's smoother. It's not as rough as it was, but it's clearly still there. The trail of which you guys have left, and you can follow that all the way as you're looking left and right. And you can see all these boulders, and the adjacent trail that was on this path is now disappeared completely. And you hear some conversation with Garret and Lou, just as they're talking and walking. They're kind of like minding each other's business and going, "Oh, careful there! Don't step on." And they're kind of like helping each other out at this point, and just being very cautious of every step. And it's quite a nice little friendship they've got. Sharing stories of Asterix and what's happened to her and all this. And are you carrying Asterix at the moment, Sentry?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you've covered her up, have you, or are you just holding her just...
Yeah, if there was I suppose the shawl that I made for salvation, if it's unused,
yeah, that was there, yeah.
Over.
Absolutely, you can do that. And you kind of like cover it over just so it's not too visible.
Prominent, yeah. And obviously with respect, try not to make it so that I'm walking like directly in front of them.
Okay. And then they kind of like look over at you every interval, and kind of one of them, Lou has a bit of a cry, and she kind of carries on talking and sharing stories of happy times and happier times on the mountain. Besides that, I mean, are you guys doing anything?
No, just basically keeping an eye out and stuff, looking around.
Does anyone remember where we left this guy? Or
Should be just down within the cave.
Unfortunately, I had to.
The little
I wasn't able to
mountain
keep my
pass.
alarm on, so I wouldn't have known if anyone went near it.
no, I know. It's fine.
Your alarm would have gone off when you set it on the around perimeter.
Yeah, would have gone.
Well, I believe we've hidden it pretty well. I'm pretty sure those goblins would have been taken care of by the bears. So if anyone has got it, we'll just have to find it again.
I hope it's still there.
How are you?
Smell of anything?
Yeah. Well, metal
Sniff
is
it out.
fine.
Well.
Yeah.
Like sniff it out.
How are you feeling, Sal?
I am still not 100%, but much better, thank you. Especially since Ben came and helped. I'm glad he's talking to me again.
Bane, another person came to visit us there.
Oh, no, he's my god. So I guess he's sort of come to visit, although he was not really there, but also kind of there. I don't know. I have never actually seen him. I just hear his voice sometimes.
Seems very unusual for Bane to do that.
Crazy.
Well, what can I say? I was pretty important at my temple, and I got a little bit of special training, so he likes me very, very much.
I just did a perception to see if I could sniff it out, and I got the trailer of that we left, and I got a 24.
Can I smell iron or blood?
Okay, just so you know, you aren't at the mountain pass just yet.
Okay, well, can I use that roll when we get to the mountain?
No, you only
Yeah,
you
reroll.
asked you
You
to
can't.
roll.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't just roll.
When you
No.
roll, I'll tell you to roll. And if you roll before that, it means nothing.
Yeah,
Wow.
the solemn roll. But the Bane, you're a good friend of yours, then helped you as well.
Yes, little bit. It was very kind of him.
Well, I'm just glad that we managed to find you in the snow.
Yes, I'm very thankful too. You guys really saved my life back there. I kind of owe my life to all of you, really.
We all couldn't do it without each other. I mean, without your healing salvation. Silent speech. the other two wouldn't have made it off that mountain alive.
My goodness. I'll just sort of like, look kind of at Jackal just sort of for a moment with panic, and then just sort of like roll her eyes and then sort of mutter into it, oh, this is why I said I could come with you. And you said, wait, but whatever.
Jackal, are you
just sort of wander.
Jackal, you just went silent. Are you having a vision? Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine, friend. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Uh,
Can I get your guys' marching order, please?
I'll go front.
I'll go next to him.
Jackal up front.
I'll go
Right
after.
behind.
I'll go
I'll
after
just
Willow.
be in the middle, sandwiched between everyone.
And
go
then-
at the back.
and then
Why not?
Salvation. Yeah, that's fine.
I am the sandwich.
take it
I am
from
the
you.
ham in the sandwich.
That's fine. So Salvation.
I am bread.
You are closest to Garret and Luke.
Okay. I'm gonna go like right at the back. I'm not gonna leave them behind. I'm gonna make
Okay,
sure they're
you're
within
gonna let
the
them go
group.
for it. That's cool. That's fine. They will graciously take the middle part between you and Seiya.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye out behind us as well,
Yeah.
as much as I can.
That's fine. I would like everyone to make a perception check, please, with disadvantage, as the wind has now started to pick up and the harsh blizzards of Icewind Dale have once again started to fall upon you.
5.
Can everyone say
Yeah,
their
that's
rolls?
12.
14 for Jackal. And hang on, I'll do one for Athena as well. Just because she is
At
proficient
this
in perception.
point, when I see the obviously the wind's starting to pick up, I'll most probably start saying to everyone we should really attach ourselves again.
Yeah, you can do that. That's no problem. You'd see this
With them,
quite
right?
gradually start happening. It's not like an instant.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just start tying myself onto people so that I don't go. Ooh.
You can definitely start tying yourself up. You can do your usual rope on rope if you wish.
Are you fang?
Are we using any extra
I-
rope for Garret and Luke?
I was gonna say
I can pull out some extra rope because I'm at the
have
back.
the majority of my rope being used on the lady.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I'll use my extra rope and attach it to the other rope and then attach it to us at the back.
Okay. And you can see now that the wind is starting to pelt in and it's throwing you around a little bit and it's getting annoying now. This blizzard, it just comes and goes, and you fight your way through, and you're fighting your way through. It's not getting colder; it's just getting more ferocious in its kind of intensity as you are traversing through. And I would say that Seiya, you look around and you can see that Jackal has made a wrong turn somewhere.
He'll shout out to Jackal, saying, I think you went the wrong way, mate.
Jackal will try to get his bearings to look around to see if he has.
Okay.
Would say and know the kind of direction that we should be going?
Make a survival check, both of you. Just straight. Oh wow. What rolls?
20.
15.
Brilliant. As you kind of say this, Seiya, you hear this Jackal and you go, oh, actually, you've been going probably the wrong way for about 10 minutes-ish. And you need to backtrack roughly about 10 minutes and go the other way.
Sarah, I think you're right. But I guess we should head back.
Don't let it
a
get you
little
down,
bit.
man. We can get back to the cars just as quick as we would usually. Let's just soldier on.
Oh, absolutely. We just need to get back.
Okay, so do you do the kind of turn around on a train, so now Salvation's in the front? Or are you
I assume we would circle round, maybe.
Yeah, we'd like probably like,
circle round?
"Ooh,"
Yeah, circle
like
it
a
round.
snake.
That's fine.
A snack.
And as you
Snack.
do, you kind of
Snack.
look down,
Make a snack.
look down at the trail, and you go, actually, the boulders go off to the left, and you were going into some higher rocky mountains, and you realise obviously your vision's only roughly about 40 feet in front of you, and you could just about see this with your high rolls. You managed to get back on track.
I'm not sure if it will help, by the way. It probably won't, but if it does, great. With my feet, I always know which way is north, so my bearings are pretty much accurate.
True.
So I'm not sure if that would ever help in a situation, but if it does, I thought I'd let you know.
If you have a map, which you do,
I
and
mean,
you can
if we need
ascertain
to
where
go-
you are,
Got a map.
and you can ascertain where you are, and you know where north is, then you would know north. Directionally, the hand is possibly a different check in terms of where you're going, because you don't know how far east, west, or south you've been.
Yeah, I was gonna say map bearings, like it comes a bit more difficult when doing map bearings in real
Yeah, I know.
life.
I'm just letting you know. Like with my key mind, it says here you always know which way is north
Yeah, you can
automatically.
absolutely know which
I mean,
way is
if
north.
we're-
Whether bearings
situation-
wise, like where we are, like I could go right that way's north, but I'm not sure which way is
Yeah.
this way. I'm just saying, if it does help,
Yeah.
I've got that.
Absolutely.
I mean, if
that
we
would
are
help.
in a situation where we need to head somewhere that is north, then
Or any direction, because if you can ascertain north, you can go south or west or east. But you
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
how far
But yeah,
out
I
you
thought
are.
I'd let you know just in case.
Yeah, it's good to know.
I get pitching.
Cool. And surely enough,
I am the compass.
you traverse an hour into this blizzard, and towards the end of this 50-minute mark, you'd know Willow, and you kind of walk in, and this blizzard starts to ascertain, and it goes away, and it blusters off, and you can then start now to see a little bit in front of you, and you can thank yourself that this isn't a long blizzard. It's something that was a short stint, but nevertheless, you can now see 60 feet in front of you, and a little bit further on than that, as the light begins to change within Icewind Dale, and you find yourself in a familiar entrance to an opposite side of a mountain pass. Would you like to
Hey.
enter?
Indeed.
You enter in the order.
There's no tracks around the area. Sorry, Fraser.
Make a perception check. Are you looking for tracks just outside the rocks, or?
Yeah, just any disturbance, if anything, may have possibly came through the area to disturb anything.
Okay. With a 19, you can definitely see fresher tracks from the entrance to this part of the cave. And what I mean by fresher tracks, disturbed snow. You're not sure what it is, but you can definitely see from your understanding of how snow works. You can see it's been disturbed. Not by you, but by something else.
Jackal, the quietly saying it, the snow over there seems to have been moved by something. Are you able to possibly check and see maybe how long ago it was that something might have came through here, or which direction it went, whether it came out of the cave or went back in? I know you're much better at it.
Yeah, good spot, Sentry. You guys watch my back. I'll go and have a look at it. Just give me a minute.
of course.
And I will go over and look at the tracks. Again, just a reminder, Natural Explorer feat. While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Okay.
Terms and conditions apply.
So, how does it work again? Just can you paste the description, please?
Bam.
Okay, just want to read that bit.
It's right at the bottom.
By tracking the creatures.
Bottom half is all to do with tracking.
Okay. Make a survival check for me, just so I know you know something.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I've got a 12.
Okay, so 12 I would say just about meets it. Because it's snow and it's not footprints, like it's not like 2 animal footprints, it's like disturbed snow. But with a 12 I would say that you can definitely see and just make out that the snow has been disturbed by more than you would assume a few larger creatures. And it's not like a singular creature, it's like a pack almost.
Any idea
what the creature is, or do I not know this?
From a range, you would probably guess between a large bear to either some sort of wolf.
Shit. No, as in shit. Jackal instantly looks back towards the group. Where did we leave the cart?
We left it in a
It
cave.
is
Oh.
a portion within the cave in there.
Yeah, we covered it with snow, and it was in that cave there.
Oh.
Should be
in
within the
the
range.
valley. Oh, I thought it
In
was.
the past.
I thought it was back before. Where was the cart? I thought it was
No,
like at
so
the
we,
mountain, base of the mountain.
if I remember, Sal went forward,
Yeah.
checked a further area from where we thought that we'd hide it, and then found a slight end cave, and then
Yeah.
we all
You found
Uh,
an
Popped
alcove
it in, and that's where we rested.
of some rocks, and
Oh,
you basically
right, cool,
waited
cool.
for nature to pile snow on.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was at the base of the mountain. I was like, oh shit.
no.
Oh shit.
No,
no,
yeah,
no,
the base of the mountain where the camp
You
was, no.
fucked
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Still
Still,
hide
Jackal's
them.
point. These tracks definitely belong to a larger creature. Can't exactly tell what, but we need to keep our guard up. These could be the polar bears that we encountered before. These could be something else. Let's keep a watch. These ain't dwarven tracks.
Let's just try and find this cart and get it back to the dwarves.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
Let's get going.
you can do that. No
Are we close to where the cart was?
Yeah, so you knew that this part of the mountain pass is very close to that Y bend, the way that you saw the polar bears go with the goblins, to where this exit happens, and you're coming from the opposite side now. So you'd know that would be about 25 minutes-ish to that point, but it's a straight line. There's no
Alright.
there's little alcoves and bits in this mountain pass, but it is literally just a straight run through.
Let's make our way there then, I suppose.
Salvation's going to be keeping an extra eye out for anything that might have caused those tracks whilst at the back of the group.
Absolutely. And then I would like you to make a perception check while you're walking for your next stint. Salvation.
Is that all of us?
And anyone who
Nice.
wants to make a perception check can.
Sure, I'll try and get a good advantage for hearing and smell. See if I
Oh,
can
yeah.
smell where I made it.
Oh, wow.
Bastard.
Not
Ten.
I got a
20.
25.
23.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Damn it.
So, with a natural 20 on your smell, you don't smell anything close, even at that high roll. So, you
Do I hear
ascertain that anything with dangerous, with the musk or something that you smelled before, isn't close. And that brings you a bit of relief.
Cool. Good.
Sal, with a 10, is it disadvantaged?
Yeah.
Okay, so with a 10, you can still turn around and see just the trail you've left behind, and you kind of, your mind plays tricks on you. You can almost think you see something pass as you leave the entrance to this, and it's nothing. It's just worrying a bit too much. Whereas
Creepy.
Willow and Sentry, you don't see anything else but just this trail and stone, and Jackal, you'd see this as well, and Athena
That's
would.
fine.
Just stone, just nothing, just this
Yeah, just-
long, straight,
Carry on.
snowy trail. And eventually you make it to the Y bend, in which you saw the polar bears run after the goblins, and you make your way round towards the side of where you found the cart. Who wants to look for the cart?
I guess we
I
will
mean-
all be looking.
I mean, yeah, we could all do it.
Yeah, we'll all be doing it collectively.
Salvation's going to
And we all know
stay
where
on
it is.
lookout with the other two, with Garret and Paralee, and make sure they're okay.
Okay, so you're going to untie yourself?
I don't know, guys, are we?
Yeah, within here, we shouldn't be getting lost down here. And I'll release the rope.
Okay. So you're all free of your bounds.
Garret and Lou, make sure to stay with us. Keep with the wall between yourself and the middle of the cave.
It's okay, guys. I will stay with you.
Okay. So as you go towards the area of which you think you saw the goblins, and you can kind of see disturbed ground, Jackal, and you would ascertain this as the area where the cart was found. And the rock looks familiar to you as well, and you go down. I'd like everyone to make an investigation check, please. Who's looking?
10 for
Natural
Josh.
20 again. Oh my god.
Way, baby.
So it wants to go.
I want to get it.
Okay, so I would definitely say that you communicate with Athena that you are looking for the cart that she pulled, and you yourself, you go, is it? Can't remember where it is, and you kind of walk over with Willow, and you're both almost certain it's on this point, and you turn around and Seiya is already standing on top of it. just burying the snow from it, pulling off, and he kind of stands on top of it and just like proudly looks at you, in which straight after Sentry looks over towards Seiya and just kind of like looks at it and knows exactly where it was as well. Followed by Athena. So, as you guys found the crate or the cart, it is now probably 5-6 inches full of snow. It was very buried in this alcove, and you just about saw the rim of the wood, of which Seiya had no issues finding. How would you like to move this cart?
Sentry, do you want to pull it?
Yeah, we could do the same thing we did before.
If you want to do the same thing, you can do exactly the same if you wish.
I mean, unless any of you want to do it.
I mean, if I was right, you had Boy on one end.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was me and Sentry pushing, I think, and then we had Boy and Athena at the front pulling.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah. Was that how we did it?
Yeah.
While they grab it, I'll get out of the way and go more towards the entrance and just keep an eye out for anyone or anything
Yeah, no problem.
while they're attempting to pull it.
If I remember rightly, Boy was just like lifted off the ground almost.
He was
Isn't
having
he?
a hard time with this. Like every time it was leant forward, he was kind of like in the air swimming, and then kind of ground on the floor, and then swimming, and then but Boy at the moment is inseparable to Garret.
With that in mind, I'll say, do you want to take the front, or shall I?
I can take the front. That's fine. He kind of reluctantly kind of and goes over and picks up. Like I'm assuming there's like two beams. There's like a beam he could like kind of pick up and grip on to kind of pull it.
Yeah, in a way, there's a makeshift kind of like wooden slat that you could definitely try and pull it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll grip on. I'll grip onto that and give it a good old pull.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
Not
do it.
make more sense to have both of you at the front?
Yeah, Athena's at the other end, is she?
Yeah, she's on the adjacent.
Ah.
Yeah. That's.
Otherwise, yes, I would have.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll push from the back.
Big boy.
Big cat.
Remember things. Brain only process half of
Hey,
information.
you're
ahead.
makes sense. Yeah. Get pushing.
Okay.
Let's get pulling/pushing.
Give me a sec.
Obviously, whilst we've been going as well, Fraser, from which I haven't said so, you can say if I wasn't or was looking, but there haven't been any fresher tracks as we've been going at all in this area.
The interesting thing is, you saw, or Jackal saw and mentioned the tracks from the get-go. And the interesting thing is, as you've been making your way down, the tracks slowly disappeared. So they became obvious, and then not so obvious, and then completely gone.
So where's that going down into? Because I thought we just left it in like a little alcove, like it was just a cutaway, and it was thinking rather than it being a cave that you could actually go into.
Yes,
I thought it was just propped.
It is a cutaway. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so where are these tracks going? Are they nearby?
The tracks you saw were on the entrance to where you went in.
Oh, and the entrance to the pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they just
poofed.
They slowly, almost disintegrated. Not like disintegrated, but you know what I mean. They almost kind of like faded.
Faded away, yeah.
Salvation's just gonna be on pretty high alert, just outside whilst they're sorting that out, just stood by, probably not far from Willow, keeping an eye on Garret and Periloom and just
Both girls looking around for something dangerous.
attempting to eagle eye on the surroundings.
Well,
Yeah.
suppose it's better for us that, because if it was disappearing as we were going further in, hopefully it would mean that they were going outward rather than inward. But yeah, just get pushing the cart.
Okay, you can definitely push the car. I'm not going to make you guys roll for this because you kind of get the idea for it, but I would say that just the amount of time it takes. Can everyone make me a strength check who's pushing?
Do you want me to do it?
As I'm kind of helping Athena, can Athena do it with advantage?
I would say you with advantage or Athena. It's up to you.
Oh, I
Can
pick Athena.
I get
One.
for God's sake, I was gonna say shit. I was gonna say I'm gonna give guidance to someone, but you've rolled
Would you
already.
like to before I click to roll?
You can do it yourself.
Well, if you haven't rolled already,
I haven't.
you can have
Yeah.
guidance.
Nice. I think I'm gonna fucking need it. Is it Fraser? Sorry, is it athletics or is it straight strength check?
Strength check.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
actually, no, because you're at the back of the. Oh no, wait, no, because it's alcove, so it's fine. I'm just making sure I could actually reach you.
And plus guidance. Guide me.
Wonderful.
Ooh, 20, baby.
Hey.
Guide me.
Hey.
Salvation. You can guide me.
Just Sentry.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah, no, I fucking fell on my face.
So where is everyone right now? Just describe it to me.
I'm at the front pulling it,
Yes.
or trying.
Athena's also at the front pulling,
Yeah.
and Jackal is helping pull with Athena,
Yeah.
wherever he can.
Sal, where are
and
you?
I'm at the back.
Salvation.
It was stood just to the side.
Okay. Willow.
Yeah, I was more towards like the end of the entrance, like outside, looking out
Okay.
into the horizon.
Yeah, so I'll be on the other side to Willow.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I would say, unfortunately, guys, with the poor rolls you've presented me with, I mean, I would say that Sentry, you're always ready for this stuff, and you almost go really hard on this thing. You just push, and it just kind of slumps forward, and basically the brace in which Jackal and Athena and Seiya were at, you kind of pushed it into them, and it kind of slanted it down into the snow, in which kind of like some of the, in fact, probably you would count 5 or 6 ingots fall out the side immediately. And you kind of like grab it back in, and you try and pull it, and one of the wheels is now stuck under the ingot, and you go around and you pull it back up, and what should have been a 5-minute job ended up being somewhere between 15 minutes because of this horrible pushing and pulling and just trying to get a good grip on it. With those nat ones, it's not good.
I know what the issue is here. We need to get into a shanty when people are
Shanty gets out loot.
shit. when
But we're bad.
when other people are moving or pulling or mining, they'll usually keep to a drum beat or a rhythm. No offense there. I care not for the music. It doesn't affect me, unlike the others. They seem to wince with your playing sometimes. But if somebody can do something or at least give us some counting,
I got this.
be able to do it.
He says, gets out his loot, kind of skips to the front of the party, pulling or pushing whatever the cart.
I'll take the front now then.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
You take the front then, and I start kind of, getting down. I guess I need to do a performance.
Yes, you will.
Click on your loot, Ollie. No, on your loot.
Oh,
on
my
your
loot. Okay. I clicked on my loot.
There you go. It's better.
There we go.
Okay.
Much
Mate,
better.
it's the same roll, just with the added stuff.
That's it.
Exactly.
And everyone make another strength check for me.
Again, helping
who wants-
Athena out.
Yep.
Who wants guidance? Who wants guidance? Who wants guidance? I can give you guidance.
You choose.
I was gonna say, should I maybe help Athena because Sentry strong boy.
It's a strong boy.
Strong.
Cool. So, strength with advantage with guidance, 16 plus
Class.
3,
To
19.
get it, to make sure that I can at least help get it moving, as moving a heavy object and getting it started rolling can sometimes be the challenge. I will rage, give me advantage on it.
Okay. Mark that off on your sheet.
Did my looting help?
Good thing I did.
Oh,
Absolutely.
nice.
23.
And with no issues
Go ahead,
for the
Rizzo.
second try, with Seiya edging you on with this weird music.
Wait, do we get my guitar?
I mean, it's up to you. But you fold it forward, you put back on the ingots, and you push, and you go 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 and you go 1, 2, 3, push, and you are.
Skipping it. Like,
You notice the noise is actually being quite loud at the moment, and unfortunately, Willow and Salvation, you're looking around, going, "This is a bit loud." Like, you can hear it. And Garret and Lou are like, what? they've never seen this. In which Boy's actually wagging his tail. He's enjoying this. He's going.
I kind of beckon boy to come over here and kind of like dance with me.
Did you ask him?
Hey, Seiya, have you heard of the band ACD&D?
I sure have. Little did I know.
I've heard some of their shanties in bars.
Guys, Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm sure you're having very good time and I'm sure it's helping, but could you maybe keep it down just a little? Because, we in middle of mountain with lots of dangerous things around, and last time we were being noisy, I nearly died under lots of snow. So...
Jackal.
Just checking as well, Fraser.
That was just the stuff.
Moving the cart in and of itself with all the ingots in, is that noisy in and of itself as well?
No, not really.
Oh, it's just what, like silent cart?
It's not a silent cart. It's not like. It's just like. It's more like a push through snow.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not making loads of noise, and if when it did fall, it just went. It didn't go ding ding ding. So it's not as noisy as you think. Jackal.
Cool.
You are pulling with Sentry a tow, and you tell Seiya off for playing ACDY, and you push and you go jar Athena, and she kicks off, and Athena's eyes go to the left of you, towards where you're going. Are you looking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jackal, you look towards the left, and you hear from the distance. Yeah. Is that you, Jackal? Jackal? Is that you?
Do I? Shit. Do I recognize the voice?
Doesn't seem like do.
And just check, Fraser. Sorry, you said Jackal hears it. Is it only Jackal that hears
At
it?
this point, everyone now can hear. Jack, is that you?
Stop. Look in the direction of them, I guess.
Yeah,
Before
look
I
in
say
the
anything,
direction.
do I recognize the voice?
Make a. Ooh, you can't see it at the moment. It's just a figure through this kind of like dust and wind. But make. He's only said one line to you, so make a history check.
Straight, that's fine. 11.
And as you like come to, it kind of like comes a little bit closer, and you hear it. Go back and go. Hey, what are you doing on top of that weird thing?
Who goes there? Who says my name?
Are you serious right now? It's Darkat.
Yeah, and it's been a mighty long day, so you might want to identify yourself if you know what's best for you.
He said his name Darkat, and
Well, dark out. Sorry, I thought you meant it's as in it's dark
It's
out. As in
dark
dark outside.
no,
Yeah, I thought.
he said his name
Like,
is
is it middle of the day?
Darkat.
That right there would be the accent coming through. Sorry about that.
Yes, Darkat. Should have really thought about the accent before I named him.
Some bands real hard.
Oh god damn it.
Okay, yeah. Ignore that then. Does dark out ring any kind of bell?
His name's Darkat. Darkat.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Hear just
Is
the
that
frantic
any
rustling
kind of
through
bells?
notes.
And you hear the footsteps come closer, and what you see now is the hood drop, and you see this long, velvety, black ponytail glistening with these streaks over the face of a bearded, young, very handsome man with.
Now I'm interested.
It's interesting because he's got these woolen clothes and woolen hat, and he kind of like pulls it back, and he kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, I see you got friends there. It's been a long time, friend, and you'll know. You haven't seen Darkat in over 5 years, and last you heard, he was running jobs very similar to you."
Oh shit. Okay.
Ooh.
Darkat?
Ah, that's me, friend.
It's been years. Last I heard, you were on that the job chasing that elf.
Well, you know me, I love the elves. I don't chase them, they chase me, you know what I mean?
Damn, I thought you got yourself into. Oh, it's good to see you, friend. It's what a long time. What brings you out here into these cold, icy wastes?
Well, funny you should say. And he kind of leans on this stick. He produces this very delicately. It's like a pimp cane, but it's basically this intricate pole with delicate texture and artwork on it. And he kind of leans on it and steps in and goes, "Well, I should ask you the same thing. What are you doing out here in that dale?
Well, I mean, you know the business, and you know where travels can take you. But one's gonna make a living.
Well, I know what you mean by living, but seems you got yourself some friends. You got any to introduce me?"
Well, of course. Everybody, I would like you to meet Darkat. Darkat. This is, as I point to all the people accordingly, this is Willow. This is Salvation. This is Seiya. And lastly, I'm not sure if you've ever met any of his kind on your travels, but this is Sentry.
Young boy, I can't see you behind that crate there. You want to present yourself?
and these are two people who we've just gone and rescued off Icy Cold Mountain.
Yeah, never mind that. I'm talking to that boy behind the cart. I want him face forward.
Which one's that one?
Sentry's at the front of the car right now.
Wait, which one's that one, Fraser?
Who's at the
Pointing towards Seiya.
Oh, Seiya. Oh, me. Hello. And I kind of like I go and I pop my head out at the side. Like,
What is your name?
Hold on a minute. Darkhead, you never said what your business is here.
Oh.
Instantly at the same time, silent speech to Sentry. Keep your eye on him.
I was going to say as well, sorry, just whilst we got a brief pause in convo, the insight checks, obviously I got a natural 1. So
I rolled 14.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you looking for in this insight? Just so I know.
Mine was
My-
going to be for demeanor
Okay.
between Jackal and himself.
Yep.
I didn't get anything.
I just wanted to see if his intentions when he was coming over were friendly, or if he was more the way Jackal was to me in the very beginning, like I'm here for business sort of thing. I don't really care about you.
Yeah.
Or
so
he's generally like surprised, like oh my god, Jackal sort of thing.
with a
I just want to see if he's meaningful.
With a 14, you know what forced friendliness is like, and he is being very forward, and you would only know this as you're really like looking into him and going, he doesn't seem too happy, but he's being friendly.
now that Seiya can see this guy, would he know him, or would he know to be kind of cautious?
Do you step out?
Yeah, I'll kind of cautiously kind of walk
Okay.
towards and kind of get me inside.
So would you walk
And
towards
Jackal
Jackal
steps
or
in the way.
Sentry?
Hmm?
Would you walk towards Sentry or Jackal?
I'll probably walk towards Jackal and kind of stand next to him, so
Next to the car,
whoever
yeah.
this is can see me. And again, can I roll anything to see if I would recognize this guy?
As you walk around, make a perception check. Yeah, Jackal.
Jackal, he doesn't allow Seiya to stand next to him. He puts his hand against Seiya's chest to keep him behind him.
Okay.
I got a 15 for my perception, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm just going to scan the area as well with
You-
Jackal's message.
At the moment, say you
What?
have no idea who this is.
Okay. I kind of look at down at Jackal. I say, "Don't worry. I have a feeling what this is about."
Quickly, what's his race?
Human.
Human. Cool. Nice to know.
Eyes still fixed on Darkhat. Acknowledge what Seiya said, but still fixed on Darkhat. Darkhat, you know how the trade works. I answered your question, now you'll answer mine. What's your business out here, friend?
Well, if you're gonna be so hostile, I mean, he puts his arm and opens his jacket. And goes, I'm gonna receive a bit of paper from my jacket. And I'm gonna present it to you with a right, and I'm gonna show it to you. And do you let him walk up to you?
No.
I do. Whilst he's walking up, I'm silent speeching to Seiya to so Seiya, you in your head you hear, slowly move back towards the others.
As he says that, I'll kind of put my hand on the hilt of my or the handle of my rapier, just to be ready in case anything happens, and I take a step back.
With how far away was he to begin with, by the way?
To begin with, he was roughly 45 feet. Now he's 35 feet. He's walked 10 feet ahead of him.
Yep. I will go to step forward to greet him, and come out to 20 foot, and not to have him right there in front of me is my aim. So I'll go to the 20-foot mark whilst he's just getting to about 10 foot away, if able.
So what are you doing again? Just so I know.
Put my end of the cart down and go towards us. Obviously, having the message through from Jackal and seeing that he's ushering for Seiya to step back behind. With his approach forward, I'm gonna move forward. When he's about 10 foot away from me, I'll then speak to him again.
Can I quickly do something while he's doing that?
Yep,
Can I pop my hood up and quickly send a message to Jackal?
you can.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly put my head up. My hood.
Hello.
And I'm going to say, just to let you know, Jackal, I don't think he's here to say hello. I think he's here for bounty, so I'm going to be at the ready. Let me know if something goes wrong. And I'm going to
You get no reply.
That's completely fair. I'm
Um,
just going to be at a distance, but
Jackal,
keeping an eye on
are you
him.
still like? I was the last one you kind of silent talk to me. Can I talk back with that, or is it just one way?
You can't talk back with it now, and you would know that from previous uses.
Yeah, I was just double checking because I had forgotten.
Yeah, it's my side crystal that my
That-
link has.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one I got.
good. But yeah, I'll step forward, and when he's 10 foot away,
I'm Seiya's gonna stop moving back, just so I'm at least out of like Jackal's sight, so he at least thinks I'm back. I don't want to be too far away because I'm kind of like, what is this about? I want to know. He obviously wants something with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up as well, so then I can take a look at the paper.
As soon, so you're going to walk towards him, and as soon as like anything
Yeah.
moves or behind him or Sentry or anyone does anything, he goes, Now, you do know the rules of this. Do you remember, Jackal?
Of course I remember. So,
You
if you
have
would be
to
so
treat-
kind, you
you-
would hand over the parchment.
Absolutely. You have to treat me with respect right now as I come here as a member of authority. This is not my doing. This is my peers. You understand that, right?
I do understand completely, but of course you know what the rules are, and if I'm here for what I know you're here for, you would at least hand over the proper documents.
Absolutely. I'll present them to you now. And he hands you
if you pop them, no, he's 10 foot away. If you pop them down there on the ground, that'll be fine.
Now, why is he going to tell me to put them down on the ground, Jackal? You know the rules.
Jackal walks closer towards. Silent speech to Sentry as he's walking towards.
Keep an eye on him, but there's rules he will follow. Hopefully.
I'll do the side crystal to create a link with Jackal. Just then that way we've got the link going.
Okay. So you're going to use the side crystal again?
Yeah, it's in the one of my
In
side
the pockets,
pouch.
yeah. I remember, yeah.
So it's not gleaming off, but we've now got the link. And I'll just quickly reply back. Just be careful there. And I'm just literally keeping head on a swivel. I don't see anything else around, any other people. He said peers as well.
Yeah, you assume he was speaking royally, not metaphorically, or realistically. So peers is in maybe an upper authority. That's how we meant it.
As Jackal,
I still don't see anything
No.
around. Sorry.
For your passive perception, unless you want to make a perception check.
Yeah. $23.
23. With a 23, just him.
Cool. Just fixed on him then.
I'm gonna kind of walk up a little bit to where Sentry is, kind of like the opposite side. So like, you know, like Jackal's in the middle, there's Sentry, and then there's me, like there. So I kind of walk up because I am very curious. Like, I think I know what this is about. What I want to know what this is about.
Okay. So
Like, I know I shouldn't be doing it, but like,
as soon as you start walking, he sees this, and he clicks his fingers and goes, eh, and whistles twice, and your body begins to start moving, and you can't shift, and you feel your left and right arm, and
Wait, does he do an arcane spell?
behind you, you don't see this. Behind you, you have two shadowy entities now grabbed onto both of your arms. And Jackal, you turn around and you would know this as a restrict spell, but it's more of an ability than an actual arcane art.
And this is on me, is it?
And you are now restrained.
Okay.
And at the moment, as it stands, Jackal, you've seen this a million times. This is very, very normal activity with certain bounty hunters, but you would recognize this certain technique in a certain house. I would like you to make a history check with advantage.
History check. Okay. And during which as well, during which, as soon as he sees Seiya getting restrained, he's going to shout out to the group, "Everybody stay calm. This is natural. Just stay calm." 18.
18. You would completely understand and realize that this is the work of... You've heard of the Quell crest and what they're up to with Hammond Quell, for example. But this is the work of someone much darker, also known as Rymor Indek, the Indek clan.
How's Index spelled, sorry?
Indek. And you would know that these guys don't normally hunt alone. They do hire sellswords, but they give their employees abilities in which breaks the law of some magics, but they have almost like bodyguards with them, known as the shadow entities.
Would I know these at all quickly?
Make an Arcana check.
That's so cool.
Arcana. That is 8, 9.
No idea.
That's fine.
Is Seiya looking in any duress?
At the moment, Seiya is just like being pulled back. You know when like someone's like trying to stop you from fighting? He's like restrained.
I'm gonna shout out to this bounty hunter. What was their name again? I didn't actually get that down. Sorry.
He declared himself as Dark Cat.
Dark Cat. That's it. I said I'm gonna call out to him and say, "Does this have something to do with someone in Kalashan?"
Hey, little man, I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that I need you.
Silent speech instantly to Seiya. Let me try and handle this first. Just keep calm. Then instantly, eyes fixed on Darkat. Come on now, Darkat. I've asked several times the papers, please.
Here they are, and presents this long parchment curled over with broken wax seal, with very intricate handwriting over to you, and this huge contract states at the top the capture, dead or alive, of Seiya, and it says the offences of which he has done. But before you can read halfway down, he goes, "I'll be taking the boy and leaving, please."
Well, Darkat, as you know, under bounty hunter law, that you are not entitled to take a bounty off of another bounty member. Now, Seiya here has been captured under my duress. Now, I don't think the guild would look too kindly upon you for taking a bounty forcefully
of another bounty member.
Well, if
Bounty is mine, Darkat.
if that's the case, Jackal, you know, I don't want any hostility between us. We go way back, but I want you to provide me
course.
some proof or papers for this. This is serious allegations, of course.
No, I fully understand that, but upon trying to capture Seiya, unfortunately, he was a slippery bastard, and upon one night camping up on the mountain, he damaged and destroyed some of my possessions, part of which including the bounty token that was initially given to me.
This is some Mandalorian shit right here.
So let me get this right. This young boy here is helping you move a car, but yet he's under detainment? I don't understand.
Oh, he is well watched. You can see there's many of us with plenty of eyes on him.
You might as well get me to do some work. I would.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Both of us or just Jackal?
Just Jackal.
Okay.
Salvation.
Or deception?
Yeah, I was going to say definitely deceive.
I will say
whatever you-
deception then. Yes, as this is definitely fake.
Salvation is going
I hope
to
it's fake.
It's
maneuver
technically fake.
Perilu and Garret behind her.
Okay.
Stand in the way.
Willow's just watching, doing what Jackal tells her to do to stay out of the way. So
Okay.
That's a nut 20 you got.
Oh, 19, because disadvantage.
oh, it's still good. Still good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, I see you, I know you, Jackal. It's not like you lied to me before. In order to index a lie, I need to come back with some sort of prize. You know what I mean?
How about this? You take as much as you yourself can carry off that cart of ingots there. You leave this bounty to me, and then you go away with some coinage in your pocket, and you also walk away in good favor with the guild still.
Would Seiya know about this? The thing that's holding me. Would he know like how strong?
You
the-
you have heard rumors of these, but I would like you to make a history check for us.
Okay. 8.
8. No.
Well,
You've
no.
heard
I'm not
rumors.
sure.
You've heard rumors, and you know that these entities have been seen before, and you've possibly seen them before. You just can't remember where.
I just don't know anything about.
I'm not sure if I'm close enough. If I am, that's great. When Jackal was obviously opening the parchment, reading through it, would I have been able to quickly take a glance at the wax seal and see what the symbol was? Out of
You're like
curiosity.
behind the car, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're pretty
I'm
far
not
away.
behind the car. I'm at the entrance.
Entrance.
Where we went in to get the car. I'm
Oh,
at
I
the
thought
front
you
where
were
this is
where
all
you came
happening.
from.
We've already started. We're not there anymore.
I don't know where I am, but I was on lookout. So, and as far as I'm aware, nothing has moved. We've started to move it, but then the guy turned up, and then we should be in the same position.
We were moving for a while because remember I was playing my loot for.
Yeah, we were able to move it, but we weren't able to actually get out, as far as I was aware. So I'm
Yeah,
still in that location, but I'm in the area where you guys are currently discussing with this guy.
Before Darker appeared, you moved it about 10 feet, and you started moving.
Okay. Well, don't worry then.
No, I'm just trying to gather where everybody is that I
Yeah,
know.
I'm
I
just
thought
a
we had
bit
left it.
confused of where the hell I am now, but it's
Let's-
fine. I forget that one because I probably wouldn't have seen it, but I was just curious.
It's
It's
alright,
fine.
theatre of the mind and all that. Let me just put you on the map.
Ooh, we got the map.
You got a map, boy.
Ooh, we got a map.
In fact, let me just put the screen on the map. Let's see if the guys can see it first. So, can everybody see the stream screen just for a sec?
Barely.
I can see the kinda.
I can't see it, no, because mine's all pixelated.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to
Very
see this.
pixelated.
I'll tell you what, I'll put
Yeah,
everyone.
you would have to move us onto it.
I'll put everyone
Can-
on. Yeah,
Just about see the colours around the tokens to figure out who's who.
okay, that's fine.
I can't see anything.
The stream,
Oh.
the people watching it will be able to
Yes, they
see
can.
it clearly, but yeah, us looking on it can't.
Okay, I'm gonna
I won't be
I'm
able
gonna
to
put
see.
you all on.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I thought Willow was over the other side because I specifically said I'd be
Yeah,
on
we
the other
would
side
we
to
would have
Willow.
been the complete opposite
Yeah,
sides.
just put you guys where you thought you would be.
But I would have been pretty much exactly there, but I thought Willow was on the other side by.
Yeah,
where
I would have
Jack
been
was.
opposite of where Willow.
I think she would have been about here.
of where Sal was, because she said she would go the opposite side. So
Yeah,
technically, I would be where that guy is, but obviously I can't.
Yeah,
get there.
I thought Willow would be over here-ish and I'd be further back. That's
Just move your tokens to where you think. Obviously, we're playing with theater of the mind here, so just move your tokens.
Yeah.
I would have been where
Yeah, this is just a
Sentry
map.
was,
Move,
but I
move
will.
yourselves.
I'll probably move here because I'll be leaning against the wall once he came to stay out of the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd say probably because knowing the situation, Willow would know the procedure sort of thing, so she'd stay out the way.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Mm.
Okay.
The rest of the guys as well.
Let me just.
Okay, so this is from us just unburying it at the minute.
Yes. So
Against the wall.
give me a second, and let me put these boys on.
First.
They got me.
No, no.
That was so cool.
Yeah. Would I have been close enough to see the seal? Or was it like a little bit too small for me to even probably make out?
The seal, the seal was kind of like thrown around as it was passed. So I mean, you can make a perception check with disadvantage if you wish.
Give it a go. It's a 10, probably not.
Nothing. Give it a go.
That's fair. Just curious.
Okay. So you can see these entities now pulling on each arm of Seiya. And now, obviously, Willow, you are close to this and seeing this, and you know the procedure. And Sentry, you said you were at the cart, just from out of interest.
No, 100% did not.
No, he did say he came
To be
up.
honest, if we're being 100% critical on it, I said I went 20 foot forward, stopped him when he was 10 foot
Okay.
away from me.
No, that's fine.
We'd be
That's good,
even further back.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Cool. Is anybody doing anything else?
I'm
I'm just
struggling.
waiting to see what he says.
Okay, so the last thing he said to you was that he's coming with you. Then you tried to persuade him. So make a persuasion check for us.
Persuasion.
He did try to deceive him, didn't he?
God, yeah, you got
but
No,
then he
it's-
tried
no,
to
it's-
promise him ingots.
It's now for something else.
right, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, sorry, lost the train of thought there.
That's fine.
Fuck yes. 16. 16.
16.
It's alright.
He kind of. Let's just have a think. Find the rolls. Where are you? Okay. He turns around at you and goes, "You say you got ingots there. What are they?"
They're a mixture of all different types of material. I can't remember off the top of my head, DM, but I'd take it's iron, gold,
They were iron.
and stuff.
Iron and
Yeah,
gold.
iron.
Fine,
We
dwarvish iron.
You mind if I take a look?
I'll.
we will bring some over to you.
Oh, I just want to have a peek. I don't see any harm in that.
Well, of course, but you know we didn't get to see the full contract, so well, what's the harm in bringing them over to you?
Oh, feel
We'll
free
do
to
the
read
work
it.
for you.
Feel free to read the whole contract. I don't mind. I got all day.
Oh,
I'll
we-
make my way over. Get an ingot.
Okay.
While they're getting, it's probably going to be the same perception roll, but you know, I'm curious. While obviously they're sorting it out, Jackal's looking at it. How's his face? What was his face when Jackal had a look and after Sentry left? I just want to see his facial features to see exactly what he's up to
The
and to see if he's also alone.
dark cats.
Yeah.
See it? Make a perception check.
The dude.
I think we already know that he's alone, don't we? Because we did a.
I know, but I
Sentry
want
does.
to make sure because I don't necessarily know that he could be alone. He could be with loads of people. It's just that we see him as he is. I just want to see if he's
All
up
you
to
guys
any-
can only see roughly about 50 to 60 feet in front of you, just because there's dust and shale and things going around.
For that one, it's a 24.
With the 24, he absolutely is alone.
But like his facial expressions, does it look like he's up to something or thinking about something?
It's so hard to tell because
yeah.
he is you would assume that this kind of person is trained to, from Jackal, you would know that they're trained to manipulate their own facial expressions. But from what you can tell from what he's looking at, he's got this kind of smirk on him that he's kind of very confident.
Overconfident little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine.
And he passes you the papers back, Jackal, and he goes, if you look over there under section, I think it's 3A, I think, or 3B, I'm not sure. It says directly under there, and I quote, we are looking for somebody under the name of Seiya who has, and I quote, seducing a concubine. Now, just say dead or alive, and I'm happy to take him. No problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's mighty kind of you. It has been a long journey, but I mean, fair is fair. You know how guild rules work. But like I said, to make sure, as we are old friends, I'm happy for you to take some of those mighty fine dwarven ingots over there.
Yeah, this is why I'm
Just to
willing
keep
to
your
have a
pockets
look.
filled.
I mean, I just got to see for peek for myself. You know what I mean?
Of course, here he is. Sentry, if you would be so kind.
Whilst I'm passing the shadowy figures, brushing past them, do they seem corporal or incorporeal?
Very incorporeal.
Cool.
You guys have watched Harry Potter, right?
Oh, what
Dementors.
the Dementors? Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Do they float me over?
They aren't touching the floor currently, and they do have like ragged edges to them, and they have in like a lock, and they are just not moving. They're kind of got a slight float to them, but yeah, that's it.
Go
That's cool.
across and hand out the ingot.
I'll take that off you. Thank you very much. And he'll inspect it. What I see is a very fine piece of work there. Is this your haul, or is you stealing this?
It's a hoard that we have been contracted to collect. Now we will recompensate contractee for, of course, your share of the ingot.
Now, Jackal, how do I know you're not fooling me around and somebody else is looking for this and said ingots are putting their own bounty on my head? You know, I don't want to be made a fool right now, but you see these contracts and I'm not seeing much.
Don't you think if we gave you any, that a bounty might be on our heads for giving them away? So you're actually quite lucky for us to even consider this offer. So I suggest you take it. Or
And who might you be, pretty little elf lady?
none of your concern?
Oh, this is definitely my concern. You can see we're doing business here, and you seem to be interrupting a transaction between two common kin. Now, between me and Jackal, that's just an offense in itself, and you should be lucky to leave alive.
Mhm.
Did you say these things that held me brought me over to him, or am I still in the same place?
You're still in the same place. You haven't moved yet.
Oh, okay. I missaid that then. Sorry. Just have
Sorry,
to
but yeah.
check.
So, and he inspects the ingots. He goes, "Well, if you can prove that these are yours, I will gladly take some of these in payment and walk away right now. Unfortunately, if you cannot claim that these property is yours, Jackal, I'm going to have to take what I came for."
I will put my contract, my signet with the bounty as a promise that this is rightfully ours to recompensate back to the dwarves in the valley. Now, if you have any kind of issue with that, and you're more than welcome to go and speak to the dwarves in the valley. However, like I said, and he'll speak more firmly, as guild rules state, Seiya is in my custody, which means the contract is mine. Understandably, I do not have the papers. This was due to a prior loss in collecting and collection of the bounty. Now, unfortunately, that's tragic circumstances. Like I said, I do not have to do this, but as a friend, I'm more than happy to donate some of these ingots to you. Now, that is plenty more than what you would originally walk away with. Now, like I said, unless you want to be up in arms against the Bounty Guild by stealing a contract from another member, I'd suggest you take this mighty sweet offer, and I'll see you on the road.
Make another persuasion check.
20!
Oh, nice rolls.
Ah,
Nice
you
rolls.
do make it good. I tell you what, Jackal, you're a nice man. They always have been. Bit short, but hey. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna take the whole thing, and I'm gonna get out of here, out of your hair, and you can keep the boy. I can't guarantee no one else is gonna come for him, but you seem this should cover the payment, so I'm happy. If you're happy, and he puts his hand out.
How many ingots are in the cart? Sorry.
No one's counted yet.
But we know it was very heavy.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
But one person. Okay.
Now,
I think we did ask and we just got many.
Yeah.
I don't
We
think you
definitely looked
Did
at
anybody take the
Yes.
and
We
count
definitely
individually?
We have not counted.
No,
individually,
then
but
no
like,
one knows.
But by the weight, we probably
no,
counted a
but
lot.
a couple, like 5, or like a mound, like
Yeah, like guess.
25. Yeah,
Yeah, is it like a
Rough
small amount, like
estimate,
they're
rather
big
than
chunks, or are they
just
like quite?
many.
Well, it's
Yeah,
an entire cart full. So.
The car is about
many dead people to Sentry.
10,
There's a lot of
15
windows.
foot wide, and no, it's about 10 foot wide, and it fills the entire car. And the ingots are only a few inches, probably, maybe
Ow.
7 inches.
Darkhead, I will make a counter offer to you. I believe this is more than fair. Some kind of response.
What did you say again, Jackal?
I will make a counter offer to you. Now, I believe this is more than fair.
Okay.
Now, that cart over there is very heavy. You won the whole lot. Now, it's just you here, isn't it? Because, actually, it would be. Because you wouldn't want to deceive us in any way. I've been truthful with you. You'll be truthful with me. However, how are you going to take that mighty big cart over there and haul it all the way back to the Bounties Guild to claim it as yours? Now, I invite you, if you can lift that there cart on your own, and all of its contents inside, I will relieve to you. If you fail to lift and move that cart on your own, you will only take what you can carry. You will move on.
So, are you saying that if I can carry that whole cart as mine?
Single-handedly.
Kind of looks at you.
Do, do, do.
Doo-doo.
You're making me out to be a fool right now, Jackal, and I don't appreciate that. You know that.
Well, we've been very forthright and
Robot
truthful
man,
with
I'm not
yourself
talking
here.
to you. I'm talking to Jackal. Can you keep your trap?
Well, we've been very truthful with you here. I'm not sure if you caught my name. You seem to be missing a few
Robot
screws
man,
loose.
I told you one more time. please,
Again,
just-
my name is Sentry. Pleasure to meet you again. The dwarvish ingots in here, for my stature, are already quite heavy.
Okay.
If you can lift them, be sure.
He kind of looks at the ingots and looks at the thing. Kind of looks
He'd put that Texan accent on.
It's wiring in.
Intimidation.
looks at the floor and goes,
He's running.
okay, I'm going to give it a go, Jackal. I'm going to try and push this by myself.
deadly sword and stone.
Feel free. And I will silence speech again to Sentry.
We're telepath, but yeah, go ahead.
This is make or break. He could do anything. Watch what he does.
Okay, he walks over to the car.
23 perception. Yeah, I'll follow him on over.
Watching.
Stood at the side.
We'll also unrope Athena at this point, as I say once again to him, single-handedly.
That's not a problem, my friend. I can do single-handedly.
I think he's gonna post something off.
He puts his hand up, grabs the one side of the cart and then puts it on the other. And he goes, have I ever told you about this hand? And it's strong. And this strong. And he kind of like picks it, tries to pick it up and goes, this shit. He's got some weight to it, this, isn't he?
Oh, it definitely does, friend. It definitely does.
Oh, man. How did you guys manage to find this? Huh? Well, just turns out that I can't pick it up, Jackal.
Well, and Jackal will put his hand out. Deal's a deal, friend. Let's be fair here. Eyes piercing straight into his.
Obviously, 23 perception.
Puts his hands out. Goes up to you. I've always been fair to you, Jackal, but this one is a bit of a sly move.
You agreed to the deal. That's what the bounty hunting business is about. Now, take my hand, shake it. You can take what you can carry, and move on, friend.
Okay. I tell you what.
I'll help you unload the cart if you need. They are rather heavy.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to get out of your hair. Because as much as this is exciting me, I got other things to be taken care of.
Inside check.
Yep, make an insight.
Definitely.
Mind
Definitely.
releasing me.
17.
15.
He is
About getting out of our hair.
He is definitely not being truthful.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. Telepathy to Jackal through. That's fine. I'll help him move the ingots here. He's got no reason to distrust us, so we'll help him take the ingots and he can be on his way.
No. Sorry, silent speech back. This is. Just leave it to him. We're gonna need free hands. I'm sure you've seen just as much as I have. As I'm still holding my hand out to see if he'll shake on it.
Yeah, he kind of puts his hand
Shaking
out and
it.
gives you a hefty shake.
Now, Darkat, kindly release the man in my custody and move along. And it will be a pleasure again to see you in the near future.
I won't forget this, Jackal. I thought we were friends.
We are friends indeed. I've been mighty generous with you. A man's got to make a living.
Okay. He grabs his coat, kind of like shuffles it a bit and goes. Clicks his fingers. The entities disappear.
Mm-hmm. I just.
Listen, Jackal, if you're ever in the town, you know where to go. We could work together sometime. I miss the old days. Just me and you.
Maybe one day.
And he walks off.
I thought he was going to go get some ingots.
Is he not getting the ingots?
Nope.
Is he not getting it?
No, he said he wasn't.
10 feet away. He's 20 feet
Wait,
away.
so he just begins walking away
Yep.
in the opposite direction.
In the
Just as he-
way, in the way you're going.
Are you not obviously whilst he's right there in front of us because he's just turned and walked the opposite direction?
Mm-hmm.
Are you not after the ingots here? I know they are heavy. Are you not wanting them anymore?
I've got other people to pick them up. I'm not going to do the dirty work myself. That's Jackal here. He knows all about dirty work, isn't that right, Jackal?
You know, I may have a contract myself for you. You are a man of work, and Jackal here is of particular busyness as of late.
And say, Robot Man, what clan do you hail from to give me bounties?
Sentry, you keep forget. For a man of bounty work, you're really not good with names.
What is your name?
No, I don't remember Sentry clan. Have you just made that up?
No, Sentry's my name. You seriously got Jackal? This guy's got a screw loose.
As they're talking, I'm going to quietly load my crossbow, my mini crossbow.
Oh, no.
Just under
He's
my.
He's right there in front of us.
You sleight of hand.
No. He said he's been walking away, so you've called out to him, and I'm just kind of.
No. Because I said just as he's turned away to start walking away.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you-
at the, if it's like combat oriented, he's literally leaving our attack of opportunity, and he's started walking. And I'm like, why are you going the opposite direction? So that he can like maybe get 5 foot whilst I'm trying to talk to him. Yeah,
I'm still going to be.
everything affects everything.
The way that the guys left me, and I'm just going to be kind of like, because I'm assuming I've got like a huge coat on, obviously, because it's cold. And all that. I'm just going to be under my coat, just kind of pulling.
Make a sleight of hand check. Takes a lot to.
Yeah, I would
It'd be
assume.
like there.
I've never done my hand one, so let's find out if I get a good roll. 14.
Okay, here we go.
That's right. He's only there.
He carries on walking,
Okay.
and you see him move 30 feet, 50 feet.
I quickly turn around and shoot him.
How's he got? Wait.
Are you doing anything as he's moving?
Yeah,
If
I
you
was
are-
gonna say. I thought you were saying he's, say he's now. He continues to like walk.
Yeah,
rather than he just,
As he's about to turn
So
around
when
and
I
start
say
going-
50 feet, he's continuing to walk.
Yeah,
Yeah, as he
yeah,
starts going-
Fraser did say it.
no, I know, but he says he continues to walk, and I don't get a chance to like move, talk, do anything, and it's like he's now getting like out of
Sentry,
reach of things.
would you
It's
like to
hard.
do anything as he's walking away?
Before I do that.
Before he's getting 50 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I want silent speech to Jackal.
Okay. So he's about 10 feet away with you at this point, yeah?
Thank you. Yeah. I just want to be like, Jackal, this man, he's not trustworthy. We either need to stop him now, or we're going to have trouble in a second. I'm moving.
Silent speech back. Oh, I know. But I can't break the code. He has to be the first to attack.
Yep.
While
I'm
they're-
part of no code, and
Yeah.
I'm raging and running at him.
Yeah. And as he's doing that, again, I'll be doing my shot at him.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry to get angry. I was literally, because otherwise, if he goes that far away, I literally can't get to him. And if it's the case of like he's right there in front of us, kind of thing, I could reaction hit him if he's turning his back and walking away from us, kind of thing. And it's like just hectic, trying to figure out where everything is,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
fine.
just like walks away and gets 20 foot further. I'm literally like, "Wah!"
That's fine. That's why it's important to
It's all
say
good,
as
it's
he's
all
walking
good.
away, I would like to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. What I will say is that as we pan out of this cinematic scene of the arrow bolt being loaded into this crossbow and Sentry steam coming out, you see anime style him turn around and a smile comes across his face.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
That is
Hey.
how I want to set it.
Let's go find something!
Yeah. Right.
I've been
Very
waiting
good.
so long.
Alive,
This is like the third session I haven't fought something. I want to kill something.
Thank you,
To be
everybody,
fair, I
for
thought
watching.
it
Session.
would end
It
immediately.
is very late here, so
It is,
we're all a bit like,
2 o'clock.
2 in the morning, guys.
have
We're
a
doing it.
wonderful Christmas, have a wonderful New Year, and we shall see you bright and early in 2021 with hopefully a very cool battle between 2 clans and
I see that
Sentry.
pun right there.
This is gonna be so sick. I'm so gassed for this.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit icy.
Okay, one was enough.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone
Guys, we're
chill,
on thin
okay?
ice with these
Everyone
puns.
chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Fraser, can we vote him out?
And we will see what happens next time. But please comment, like, and subscribe. Nice things. We have been Dungeon Delvers, signing out for 2020. Don't know what I did there.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we all wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, whatever you're doing. Just enjoy yourself, be safe, and we love you very much. Peace and love.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh my god.